It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus. Windows and doors that go beyond.
All right, welcome aboard. Rothman and Ice on a Thursday. It'll be a gold jacket Thursday today. Iceman out, Dave Biddle in. Good to see you, my friend.
Great to see you, Anthony. I'm a little surprised on the TV here.
Yeah.
You do not have the U.S. Open on, but you do have American Ninja Warrior on. I'm shocked that you don't have the U.S. Open on.
I'm shocked myself. I have to tell you, when Chops left the studio, I just assumed he would have it on.
We're blaming it on Chops.
I didn't make any changes, but you're right. That change needs to be made officially because we are in the first round of the U.S. Open. We'll have a lot of that. In fact, I even instructed CB to get that. I think it's one of the best sports themes in all of television sports. I love it. It's always around Father's Day weekend, or Father's Day weekend, and so it will be outstanding. Is this it? Yeah, exactly.
Yes. On cue.
Dun, dun, dun. Pretty good. Solid. Get you in the mood. Whatever mood that is for you, I don't know, but it gets me in the mood. We will keep track of Tiger Watch 2024 at the Open. You know, I saw that one of the Live boys, Brooks Koepka, was leading this thing for a heartbeat at 3 under. Now he's back at 1 under. Ooh. And I started thinking, though, of guys, we talked about Scheffler and where he is with these 2 majors. And I put the over-under on him at 9.5, which I do to all these phenoms that come out and get these quick majors because there have been only 3 guys that have gotten to double digits. History will tell you they won't. And we did it with Rory. We've done it with Spieth. And the thing I was thinking about, the guy we don't talk about probably enough is Koepka, because Koepka has 5.
He's already halfway there.
And here's the weird part is now he's older, he's 7 years older than Scheffler, I think. I'll have to check that. But
4 years older, right? Isn't Koepka 31 and Scheffler's 27? I could be wrong.
I thought he was like 35.
You're the golf. You're out here winning tournaments at high levels. You're the golf expert.
I don't keep track.
34.
So you were right. See, I should
Scheffler
never
just turned 28.
Listen, I should never correct Anthony about anything golf related.
No,
what am I doing here?
I don't
Colin,
have their birth certificates or anything, so I don't keep track of that. Plus, now I do get when he starts playing golf on the beach with his wife's in a bikini or whatever, it's like a solar eclipse. You're going to take a peek, of course. But I would say that I wanted to think to myself, okay, how many U.S. Opens does he have? So he has 2. So it means if he wins another, he ties Tiger. Tiger and Hale Irwin, 3 U.S. Opens. Like, that's big to match Tiger in a major category, especially our major category, the United States Open. That would be pretty phenomenal, unless I'm wrong on that. I'll have to check.
You're probably not wrong on it. It's golf.
No,
you're usually right.
I don't watch it anymore.
On the course,
except
off the
for
course.
Memorial. All right.
Wasn't that great?
Tiger Woods, 3 U.S. Opens. So he's not winning anymore.
He's not. No. The interesting bet was would he make the cut? It's so hard to make the cut here.
Plus 225. I actually took it.
It was
I thought the value was too good
because it was minus 300 for him, depending on what sports book you're looking at. Minus 300 for him to miss the cut, and I'm like, I didn't like the value there. And his last few years, not every major tournament, but really his MO has been these last couple of years is he'll make the cut barely, and then either have to withdraw because he can't physically keep going, or he'll just keep playing but completely fall off the map because the score is too high. But yeah, man, I stayed away from that. I stayed away from Tiger missing the cut. It looks like he probably will. I don't know. It's still early to say that. I'll tell you what, it's not too early to say that Phil Mickelson's going to miss the cut. Every time I looked up, he was last time I looked up, he was at +8. I look up now, +9, 314. Phil Mickelson.
He's on what they call a bogey train. Doesn't seem like he can get off at this point. Next stop, Cutville. I will say that the Tiger thing and the Koepka stuff, if you can get the 3 U.S. Opens, and like I said, Tiger, it's kind of like getting the autograph of a famous athlete, and then he passes away. He's not signing anymore. There won't be any more autographs. You have one. That's it. And Tiger's not winning any more U.S. Opens. So if Koepka can match him and get to 3, I think that'd be a very, very big deal for him, and he's in it. So we'll keep you up to date on that. I do want to get your opinion on this because we'll have a lot to do today. We'll have Mike Tannenbaum on in the second hour of the Two Deep Zone. We'll talk to him about the NFL offseason stuff. And I mentioned Gold Jacket Thursday, so James Lofton on the program at 2:33. So let me ask you this about the Reds, the taser boy. He's an Ohio State sophomore, right?
I do.
All right. So I had never seen someone actually get tased unless they were approaching someone in a very aggressive way. Like he was running away from the guy. He's kind of a captive audience in the ballpark. You're going to get him. But on yesterday's show, I was like, you know what? You take the consequence. If that guy wanted to pull his taser and get you down, that's fine. They don't know. Anybody that jumps on a field or goes to a sporting event, you have no idea what their motive is right anymore. There's so many wackadoos in this world. Like he could have had a weapon. You don't know. Now, 99%, it's just some drunk fan jumps on a field, goes up to Quan, says hey, and then does his backflip and exit stage left. But the fact that he showed up, the next day after spending the night in jail and the judge and in the Johnny Bench uni, and then Johnny Bench tweeted at him and signed it to the police officer saying something like, great catch. Right, CB? Like it's one of the funniest things I've seen on Twitter today.
Yeah, it was very interesting. We talked about this on the money last night. Ryan Baker, for one of our That's Trash segments, said and Ryan made clear that he is on Team Blue, when it comes to, he backs the cops. But he thought the cop messed up. He's like, why did you need to tase the guy? And I see what Ryan's saying. I totally see that. He's like, why don't you just tackle him? Okay, but the guy, and you're right, this guy was harmless, as we know now. But he did do the backflip right in front of the cop's face pretty much. It's pretty impressive that he landed it. I love how the judge starts it off. So I hear you landed it. Hilarious. Now, I see both sides of it. If you're the cop, you're thinking, okay, I'm probably just going to tackle this guy. Then he does a backflip right in my face. I'm not going to mess around with it anymore. I'm just going to tase him. You could make the argument like, what are you doing? Come on, just tackle the guy, handcuff him. You didn't need to tase him. But I
want to get this kid on the show somehow.
I tell you what, he's probably listening, right? He's an Ohio State student,
right?
Yeah, we got to bring him on the show. I think that's a good idea.
So the judge's name is William Mallory. The kid's name is, I don't know what's his first name. CB Hendon is his last name.
Is it William?
Well, William's the judge's name. Maybe they're both William.
Well, let me look because I did a little tweet last night.
I'm glad you mentioned the judge. So
William Hendon, yeah.
Oh, William. So they're both okay. So William got himself a William judge, and so I guess there's audio from the courtroom of this. And what's odd to me a little bit is the judge was kind of having fun with it because if you want to deter this kind of stuff, you probably don't joke about it. But here it is.
Have you seen any of the videos that people captured? I'm not. No. Quite a few. Yeah, that's what I've heard. Everybody thinks you landed that backflip.
Pretty sure I did.
Here's my take on that.
Pretty sure I did.
This kid, I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I think the judge actually felt like the punishment already didn't fit the crime, and maybe because this kid got tased, he had to spend the entire night in jail. That's not fun at all.
Uncomfortable.
And he did land it. So I think the judge, and by the way, have you read about this? This kid's grandfather, I believe, was a judge. So that's a pretty tight fraternity when we're talking about judges. Pretty tight fraternity. I'm not saying that's helping him, but I bet it ain't hurting him, Anthony, that his grandfather was also a judge.
The only thing that I don't understand, and maybe because hopefully I'll never be in this situation, is he pleaded not guilty. I don't really know how everyone saw what you did unless no one pushed you out onto the field. And so now this is probably a really good kid. In fact, his lawyer is saying, he's on the dean's list and incoming sophomore here at Ohio State. So William Hendon or friends, if you're listening, the problem, we can't say just call the show because that means every person that wants to fake being him would call the show. So we'd almost have to have an invite into the studio and find out what his mindset was. I'm not trying to glorify this. I'm actually just trying to find out. He's young.
He is young.
He did something that he thought was fun.
Yes.
And now he's got the consequences, whatever they are.
But you're right, him wearing the Johnny Bench jersey still that he was wearing the next morning to his court appearance is just the height of hilarity. Like, that is so funny to me. He's going to be, this kid's going to turn into a cult hero in Cincinnati. I was just disappointed the Guardians didn't return. I was trying to get on Twitter last night, encourage Guardians. Okay, now it's your turn. One of you guys have to jump on the field, do a backflip, and get tased. That's what we're doing. It's a new tradition in the Ohio Cup. I thought Colin would do it. Colin didn't do it.
No, Colin's only going to do it if his team is losing and needs to halt momentum and change it.
That's what I was saying.
Well,
if your team is trailing
after Tanner Bybee gave up the second home run to Candelaria.
Yes, that's what I was saying. So that's when that kid jumped on for the Reds. The Reds were trailing. He tried to do the rally. Didn't work. But I thought it was a good start of a tradition, especially the backflip. So I thought the Guardians needed to try it last. One of their fans needed to, grow a set of onions and try it.
He got 11 Ks last night in the loss, right?
He had one hit. He had given up one hit through 5, I think. We were all as Reds fans ready to why is this Candelario guy even on our team after we gave him $45 million and now he's been on fire. He won the game by himself last night. I tell you what though, the Guardians couldn't be more impressed with them. And even though the Reds won last night, they've really owned the Reds the last few years. Last time the Reds won the Ohio Cup was 2015. So really impressive what the Guardians are doing this year.
Matty and I were talking about this the other day. There doesn't seem to be enough animosity amongst the fan bases.
Because we're not in the same division. If it was like football, it'd be just like football. If we
Cubs fans hate Sox fans and vice versa.
We're in the same city, though. I think that's different. Okay. And I think there are some Reds fans and Guardians fans. But you're right. There's not the hatred. You're watching in the stands last night. It was Guardian fans and Reds fans all having fun together. It's there's no fights or anything. I think, Colin, what do you think? Do you think it's because we're not in the same
As I'm
division?
Wearing a City Connect Reds hat today.
Wait, are you? That's a Reds hat?
It's the City Connect uniform.
Shame on you. That's horrible.
It almost looks like an old school Cleveland hat.
I personally live closer to Cincinnati than I do Cleveland, and I don't have that animosity to where the Guardians will always be first to me, but I always do respect and support the Reds when I go down to see their games.
And really quick, growing up, huge Reds fan, I still am, but at the time, the Indians, Major League, they were not the best team. And Major League still is my favorite sports movie. And then the Indians all of a sudden got really good. Albert, Joey Bell, all of a sudden they have a new stadium. It gets sold out every night. And I even bought an Indians jersey when they changed their uniform and it was really cool. It was 94.
I thought you bought the Albert Bell with the Halloween night. I know. You love that.
I didn't get that. That's what I'm saying. It's just been different because they were never rivals at all. They used to not even play. And on top of that, the Indians weren't good. So the Reds and then when they got to be good, it was oh, this is a cool story. They're selling out every game. They're a fun team with guys like Jim Thome and all these guys. So that's why, there's the animosity between the Bengals and Browns, of course, but not the Reds and the Guardians.
So that ruins the same city stuff. That ruins, there should be, and my feeling on it is, there is so much pride in Ohio, and you get this Ohio against the world stuff and all that. And I feel like there's just not enough in-state sports hatred towards the rivals. It's just not there.
I just think the divisional aspect of baseball makes it so important to focus on. For us, it's the Twins and the Royals and the White Sox. And I'm too busy with that I'm not directly competing with the Reds.
I'm a lover, not a hater. I only have so much hate to go around, and I have so much hate for the Cardinals and some of the other teams in the NL Central, the Brewers. I don't have enough hate to spread to my friends in Cleveland.
All right.
I say that for football season.
I understand it. That's fine. You want to reserve it just for football. That's cool. It's just my original point is that the baseball, it's not there. And I don't care who they play, but if the Guardians make the World Series, I feel like Matty's going to root for them. And if the Reds make the World Series, I think CB's going to root for them.
Should the Guardians fans hate the Pirates then, based off of the Pittsburgh rivalry there? I think it kind of feels similar.
I think he's saying because it's the same state. You have the Ohio. I hear what Anthony's saying. I hear what he's saying, that he's a little surprised. Being a fan of neither team, there's not more animosity. We're kind of we kind of root for each other. When you guys were playing the Cubs in the World Series, I was rooting for you guys. And that was still one of the best World Series that I've ever seen.
Or the worst, compared to which side you were on.
Yes,
all right,
true.
We'll get after it today. I want to get your opinion on this because you're pretty close to it, on whether Ohio State took a recruiting hit this week. That's next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
We've been your Jackets flagship station since day one. All the goals, all the action, all the memories. Your home for the Columbus Blue Jackets, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every home run, every hit, every inning, every play, from the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar.
Whether it's a walk-off granny or a base hit to center field, whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 and older, must be present in Ohio. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hi, it's Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. Need a perfect gift? Check out the new line of Glock watches and other stunning jewelry at Worthington Jewelers. Make every occasion sparkle with Worthington Jewelers, where exceptional gifts await.
Hey, what's up, Buckeye Nation? It's Cardale Jones. Join me Saturday, July 20th at Huntington Park for the Smiths Cardale Jones charity softball game presented by Monogram Homes and the U.S. Air Force. Come check out former Buckeye greats take on this year's current Buckeye stars such as Emeka Ibuka, Jaden Ballard, and many more. Come see and meet the Buckeyes before they hit the field this fall. Gates open at 5 p.m. Contests and prizes all night long. Home run derby at 6:30 and the game to follow. Tickets available at BuckeyeCruise.com. Why picnic when you can Schmicknick? Get your $10 tickets now at BuckeyeCruise.com.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Here's a summer treat from Giannino's. Get a medium one-topping pizza for only $8. Giannino's Pizzeria in Pickerington and Westerville. You want a piece of me? Huh? Some restrictions apply.
Hey guys, Andy Katzenmoyer for Game Day Men's Health. Struggling with low energy, lack of focus, and trouble in the bedroom? You might have low testosterone. Game Day is here to help. They specialize in low T and other treatments just for men, like vitamin therapy, sexual wellness, and weight loss. Best of all, it's quick. Get started in as little as one visit. Go to GameDayMen'sHealth.com/thefan to book your free low T test today. That's GameDayMen'sHealth.com/thefan.
See some football players try to play softball? Join us for Schmidt's Cardale Jones charity softball game.
Why picnic when you can schmicknick? And presented by Monogram Homes and the U.S. Air Force. The Fan.
Spectrum One is a big deal. You get Spectrum Internet with the most reliable internet speeds, free advanced Wi-Fi for enhanced security and privacy, and a free Spectrum Mobile Unlimited line with nationwide 5G included, all while saving big. For the big speed, big reliability, and big savings you want, get Spectrum One. Just $49.99 a month for 12 months. Visit spectrum.com/big deal for full details. Offer subject to change. Valid for qualified residential customers only. Service not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
Do you know someone struggling to figure out their mental health benefits? The Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office is here to help. Find us at insurance.ohio.gov/GETMHIA or call us at 855-438-6442. Don't wait. The Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office can help you figure out what mental health insurance benefits may be in their plan. Call us today at 855-438-6442. Do you know someone struggling to figure out their mental health benefits? The Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office is here to help. Find us at insurance.ohio.gov/GETMHIA or call us at 855-438-6442. Don't wait. The Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office can help you figure out what mental health insurance benefits may be in their plan. Call us today at 855-438-6442.
This is the sound of a popular American motorcycle. It's the sound of freedom, the open road, really good times. And this is what it sounds like with a drunk guy on it. How do you like the sound of that? Cops are cracking down on drunk motorcycle riders. If you ride drunk, you will get caught and you will get arrested. Drunk riding, over the limit, under arrest. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Transportation.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Lots of sunshine today, going 90 for the high. A weak cold front will bring a 10 to 20% chance of rain tonight going into tomorrow. Otherwise, expect partly to mostly cloudy skies on Friday. It'll be slightly cooler with highs in the mid-80s. Going into Saturday, expect mostly cloudy skies, high 83. Sunday, we're looking at the low 90s under sunny skies. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your Doppler 10 forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Bet365 is the exclusive online sportsbook of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus. Windows and doors that go beyond.
All right, so yesterday we mentioned this, and it wasn't like we just glossed over it. And then I heard Bo and Chops and Reese talking about it this morning, and Bo felt this was a big loss. And, you know, he talks to some people, and I was listening, and I felt like, how can this be at Ohio State? I'm not saying this person didn't do a good job. Aaron Dunston was the recruiting staffer who left for Michigan. We mentioned this story yesterday. Anytime that's the headline, leaves Ohio State for Michigan, I think it's just going to have more effect on people, just like it would if somebody left there and came here, which we've had. And so when, quote, the rival, the enemy, whatever you want to say, finds a way to get somebody out of your program into theirs, I think there's this sense of anxiety of, like, what trade secrets, what do they got? Are they going to? And I was listening, and I thought, I want to get your opinion on this, because my just opinion, not knowing anything, was how could we equate this person to wins and losses or landing recruits? And I'm not saying she wasn't good at her job, and she probably did a lot of really good things at Ohio State. But if losing her, you could quantify that to success in the program, and good people leave places all the time, I just can't be sold on that this is somehow a massive hit to Ohio State. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong. I've been saying the same thing. I got to know Erin a little bit, and I never heard a negative word about her. Heard a lot of good things about her. She's good at her job. There's no doubt about it. But it's not a huge loss. People that are saying that's complete hyperbole. Okay, if let's say Mark Pantoni left for Michigan, that, Anthony, would be a huge loss. Let's not conflate the two. Aaron was a support staff member under Pantoni who did a great job when families would come. You know, mothers and fathers liked the way she handled her business. The recruits liked the way she handled her business. She's going to do a good job at Michigan. I have no doubt about it. It's not a huge loss. Okay, Ohio State recruited well before she got there. Ohio State recruited well while she was there. Ohio State will recruit after she's gone. And let's keep in mind, do we think she was the biggest reason that they were getting these recruits and everybody was coming back? Or might it have been NIL? I've heard from everybody I trust it's the latter. Maybe it was her. I don't know. But listen, and another thing, people that think she's a turncoat, I get that. But, like, she's not a Buckeye, like, by trade. She's a hired gun. She's been here for, like, 3 years. I think she went to LSU. You know, I think
her sister is assistant coach for the basketball team in Michigan, right?
Yes, and her sister works for Michigan. It'd be like if you had a job that you had no previous allegiance to, and after 3 years somebody offered you more money at that rival. You don't have any previous allegiance to Ohio State, so it's not. I don't consider her like a traitor or anything like that. I also don't think this is some huge get for Michigan. I think that's wishful thinking. Just like when they got Tony Alford, it was like wishful thinking, oh, this is some huge, and he knows all the secrets. How's that working out? Their running back recruiting, not going well. Meanwhile, Carlos Laughlin, running back recruiting, going very well, landing Bo Jackson, who Tony Alford didn't even really want. Ryan Day had to tell him, go recruit Bo Jackson. He wanted the other kid that's committed to Kentucky. So, listen, I've heard nothing but good things about Aaron, but people are saying this is a huge loss. I disagree with that.
Yeah, it's not, and believe me, this is not what she wanted out there. This is not anything, you know, I'm sure maybe she was even surprised this has been news, but it is news because of where she's going. If she was leaving Ohio State to go to, even name another team in the Big Ten, UCLA or somewhere,
Penn State,
it would have no effect. It's the Michigan effect, and we get that. And this is not to disrespect the job she did, because I agree she'll do a very good job. And when you lose good people, it's not great. But there's no way I can sit here and believe that she was the tiebreaker in landing a recruit, unless somehow the way about her relationship she was building with families when she was planning the logistics of their visits, that somehow they felt like she was the long-lost adopted daughter, like that somehow we needed you to make this stay feel so much different or better. There are a lot of good people in this world, and the people the person that's going to replace her will maybe have big shoes to fill, but that's life. And I just felt like, wow, if that, and here's the other thing, if this was as big of a loss as some people are saying, then Ohio State would have made sure it didn't happen. And the way you make sure that doesn't happen is with money. And there would have been no way they would have let her out if there was some feeling like that she was the glue that held this whole recruiting ship together.
And she was not the first in her gig. She replaced somebody who was pretty good at it. They'll find somebody, okay? And they'll find somebody who's really good at it because other schools have these same jobs. They'll find somebody who works at a smaller program who has a very good reputation of hosting families on visits. That's their thing. I'm assuming it's usually a woman in that role. Doesn't have to be. They'll find it's Ohio State. I mean, look what Ryan did with his coaching staff. You think he's going to drop the ball on, like, support staff members? There's no way. And this is probably, I mean, Ryan would have to sign off on it. I have no doubt, because he trusts Mark Pantoni profusely, as you should. I have no doubt this will be Mark Pantoni's call. And I have no doubt Mark Pantoni will find somebody very good at the job. But Mark Pantoni, I will add this. In Aaron's defense, when Mark was talking about her a couple years ago after she had been on the job for about a year, he referred to her as a rock star. So that's where this is coming from. People are like, oh, this is a huge loss, as you mentioned. If it was anywhere else, and name a program. It wouldn't matter. Yeah. You can name any program. It's because it's Michigan, and then you had the quote from Pantoni. But again, I stand by what I said. It's a loss, but it's not a huge loss. That's complete hyperbole. Losing Pantoni would be a huge loss. This is just a loss. The timing isn't great because they have 2 more official visit weekends, including this weekend and next weekend. But I tend to think the Buckeyes will recover from this, Anthony.
Yeah, yes. I think it's more about the feeling, and insecurity is maybe too strong of a word, but with where they are over there with the streak against Michigan right now, there's this sense of that somehow some sort of trade secret documents got out of the building and they're heading up to Ann Arbor. To me, that's the narrative that would be out there, is that somehow that you've lost someone that's been inside your inner sanctum that's now going there.
Do you think she's going to teach them, hey, don't serve the recruits like leftover chicken tenders that were microwaved and these nasty hot dogs? You think she's going to bring those trade secrets up there?
It's a perfectly sane food to eat. That's where we are with this. So I feel like everything gets heightened when you talk about the rivalry, as it should. But if you can tell me that 2 wins just left the building because a staffer is leaving that was involved in hooking recruits to Ohio State and getting them here and making sure they sign on the dotted line and all that, then I'll be proved wrong. But until then, I'm like, wish her very well. It adds to the heat of the rivalry. Somebody took off the scarlet and gray and put on the maize and blue. That's always a fun little story, especially for us. But I think that's where it ends. All right, we'll come back. Tom Brady back in New England, and he revealed perhaps his biggest concern moving forward in his post-football life. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
If you consider yourself a Buckeye fan, you've come to the right place. This is your heritage sports talker and home of Ohio State athletics, The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
The delicious ice-cold taste of Dr. Pepper has a lasting effect on people. Lindsay from Sacramento said,
Pro tip, 40 degrees is the perfect temperature for an ice-cold Dr. Pepper.
Why is 40 degrees the perfect temperature for Dr. Pepper? We brought in Sue from Duluth, Minnesota to tell us.
Oh, yeah, I know a thing or two about cold. Oh, that right there is the perfect kind of ice cold for Dr. Pepper. I'd share that with my friend Nancy. She likes Dr. Pepper, too, you know. My coldest...
All right, that'll be all, Sue. Having a perfect temperature for your Dr. Pepper? It's a Pepper thing. Inspired by real fan posts.
A healthy body needs good food. This summer, the Ohio Department of Education and Workforce is sponsoring Sun Meals, a summer food program where kids eat free. Children under 18 receive healthy meals and no sign-up is required. Locations may be right in your neighborhood. Call 1-866-348-6479 or visit education.ohio.gov/kidseat for meal locations and times. That's education.ohio.gov/kidseat.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
You go into your shower feeling, but as soon as you reach for the Irish Spring, your day immediately gets better. That crisp, fresh, unmistakable Irish Spring scent zings your brain and awakens your senses. So when you finally emerge from the shower, 37 minutes later, because you pay the water bill so you can stay in there as long as you want, you're ready to take on the day. And smell great doing it. Irish Spring Body Wash and Bar Soap. Fresh, green, Irish. Shop now at Walmart.
Join us for Gambling Things, Fantasy Sports, Gambling Things, and most importantly, Gambling Things. Hollywood Casinos on the Money, Sunday morning at 9.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
The Fan.
Hey, it's Anthony here, and over the years, I've tried to stay in the fight, keep playing, but every now and then, something gets me. Shoulder pain, a knee tweak, a recent bout of golfer's elbow. When the weekend warrior injuries happen, the first call I make is to the specialists at Orthopedic One. I don't mess around. I want the #1 ranked place for orthopedics in Ohio. They've earned the right to be called Central Ohio's most trusted team of orthopedic experts. Get started at orthopedic1.com. No referral needed, but if you want one, I got you.
Here's your cool tip from Custom Air. Use smart thermostats. These devices allow you to create a plan for your home that responds to your daily schedule and temperature preferences. Let Custom Air help you save energy and stay comfortable all summer long. Go to customairco.com. Custom solutions, custom comfort, Custom Air.
When I'm not voicing Wendy's ads, I'm gaming. I stay up and fueled because Wendy's delivers late.
Are you recording a Wendy's ad? Come on!
Got 'em. Whatever you're up for, we're down. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's Delivery Late Night. Open till midnight or later.
Hours and delivery availability may vary.
NFL Plus Premium is your ticket to the NFL offseason.
With the first pick in the NFL Draft.
Catch all your favorite offseason coverage and stream exclusive content from the NFL Draft, training camp, free agency, and more. Relive the biggest plays from the season with full and condensed game replays.
He's in! Touchdown!
Plus, stay connected with 24/7 football news and coverage on NFL Network. Sign up today at plus.nfl.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, are you having a hard time dealing with high-interest credit card debt? It's normal, and a SoFi personal loan could help you save thousands by consolidating your DEBT to one low fixed monthly payment. You could get $5,000 to $100,000 as soon as the same day you sign, with no fees required. It only takes 60 seconds to view your rate, and it won't affect your credit score. View your rate at SoFi.com/paid off. Loans originated by SoFi Bank N.A. Member FDIC. Terms and conditions at SoFi.com/paid off. NMLS 696891.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Like Yoda, Rothman will limp onto the golf course, talk about how stiff his back is, wonder how he can even make it through a hole, and then proceed to kick your ass. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
All right, back at it with my boy Dave Biddle for the Iceman today. We'll keep you up to date on the Open all throughout the day. Everybody's popular pick coming off the Memorial is Colin Morikawa. He is +1. He's right there.
Don't tell Scotty.
Nothing. You just don't want to lose it on day one. You can't win it on day one. Just don't lose it. Just don't be Phil.
Exactly.
That's what you don't want. So Cantlay's at -4. Matthew Pavon is -4. The Frenchman, the flying Frenchman. Ludwig Oberg, who everybody got to know her, Memorial is -3. Russ Hanley, who I did like actually, is -2. Finau's -2. And we'll get to the Buckeyes soon because there's fairly big news on that as far as golf goes at the U.S. Open. There's your teaser for that. Brady was, so they erected this big statue for him in New England. He got a statue. And it's interesting because of the dynamic between Belichick, Kraft, and him over the years, right? And now it's all everybody hug it out, and here we go. Here's the statue and all that. He still is going to the booth, and I think that is the most – because I actually questioned whether he was going to actually commit to it. Life's pretty good, single man, roaming the countryside now, and I just – but he wants to be around the game.
And $400 million.
Yes, and he's going to get paid $37.5 million every year to broadcast football and be the guy. So he was asked on the SI Media podcast about going to the Fox booth, and he did. They asked him if he thinks what the biggest challenge will be when he joins Kevin Burkhardt on Fox's A-Team in September. He says, the important part for me would be, how do I continue to make it fun for people to enjoy the viewing experience No, I don't think we're looking for him for fun. I really don't. I don't think he needs to be the fun guy. Sometimes I get a little too serious because I see myself as quarterback Tom Brady as opposed to let's enjoy a great game of football. No, we're not paying you $37.5 million to say, wow, what a great game this is. Sometimes I become a little too critical. That's good. Stick with that. So I'm trying to make sure I have the right tone. So I'm very specific of how I think the game should be played. I want to see the game evolve and grow. So I guess the question is, how critical will he be? And can he articulate it to the point where he's not just ticking off every player? And would players even have a beef with him because he's not Chris Collinsworth, he's Tom Brady, so how much could you really bite back?
And I'm curious, Anthony, because this is a high bar. Is he going to be able to be as good as Greg Olsen? Because if he's not, there's going to be a lot of people chirping, like, get Greg Olsen back on that A team. And Fox is going to be like, we have 400 million reasons why we're not doing that. But Greg Olsen was fantastic as their lead color analyst. So he's jumping into that role. That's going to be a high bar to cross. So I'm curious how it's going to work out. I don't know. I don't have a good feel for it. He could be really good. He could be okay. I don't think he'll be a complete bust. I don't know if he'll be better than Greg Olsen, though. I really like that team of Burkhardt and Olsen. I thought they did good, especially with you had Aaron Andrews on there and Tom Rinaldi. Even their commercials, I thought, were pretty good. It's also one other thing, Anthony. It's interesting when you see like Brady making $37.5 million a year to do Fox broadcasts. I mean, I know at the end of his career he was making more than that. So he's making more like per year broadcasting football now than he was like per year for the vast majority of his career as the greatest quarterback of all time. It's crazy how much, like, if you're like a Bob Costas, you must think, man, I got into this like 30 years too early. Like I mean, what Stephen A. Smith makes how much? Like $17 million a year or something crazy. And he's not even like he's just a talking head. He's not even like doing play-by-play or anything. But the cost of like analysts and play-by-play guys is just astronomical. I believe ESPN is paying Aikman $19 million a year. I think Joe Buck's making like $16 million a year. That's insane money for announcers.
Listen, I could make the case that Stephen A. is worth more of what he's making than any of the analysts are making. I could make that claim on what they're providing to the person that's seeking out that product. I'm going to watch the game. Did I like it as a kid when Summerall and Madden, or you felt like you had something, it sounded big, whether you liked that announcer's voice or whether it just felt that was your team, whatever. But we're watching these games. We're betting on them. We've got fantasy implications. Maddie and I have talked about this. I've gone away from the halftime analysis. They don't have one person anymore. They got to have 8 people up there. I don't understand. They've got money to burn is my point. Because honestly, the message is, I know you want to get different opinion. And I understand why you have more than just the studio host and one analyst. Whether it's a coach or a former player, you do want to have a little dynamic of, hey, let's get another opinion. He played the game. He coached the game. Okay, I understand that. But now they're just, hey, anybody who's semi-retired or your team got eliminated for the playoffs, get them on the set. Like, it's, to me, we're in this world of you have to try to entertain us versus inform us. And in that world, it should be more of the latter. It should be more informing. It shouldn't be the dog and pony show the way they're trying to do it. If you're going to have 8 guys up there and then they each get, what, one line? Have you ever watched some of these NBA halftime shows?
I was just going to say that, Anthony. It's like 2 minutes total of analysis spread amongst 8 people and then 12 minutes of commercials. It's a joke, and it's getting a lot of negative pub. That's how I know about it, because I don't watch the halftime shows. You have people that are literally like timing how long they talk. I'm serious. It's like the NBA halftime show has been like 2 minutes total, 2 different segments of like 1 minute. And then they go to commercial for a total of 12 minutes. So you've got like Stephen A. and all these guys like talking for like 20 seconds each. I mean, what are we doing here? It's been a long time since At the Half with Pat O'Brien.
Yes.
That was good stuff back in the day.
Yeah. The answering machine message was pretty good too. I don't know if you guys know that. CB doesn't know that. Do you guys know that? That story?
I think I've heard. I bet I know this. This sounds familiar to me.
I don't even know if that's like, I mean, the Pat O'Brien late night drunken answer machine tape. You guys don't remember that story?
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That was a big one back in the day. I can't even remember what year it was.
I know what you're talking about now. Yes,
but he was a star. He absolutely was.
And that's when halftime shows were good. We're going way, way, way back. But, they've turned it. I always find something else to do during halftime, whether it's go to another sporting event that I'm watching or get a snack or play some music or all three. I can't remember the last time.
Go back to that movie you were watching.
I sat there and was glued to a halftime show. What are they going to say? I just watched the whole first half. I know what happened. I don't care what this person says, especially if it's the good people that have been kind of rolling out.
I'll back to the original part, which is Tom Brady getting a statue at Gillette Stadium. So Robert Kraft announced that they are erecting a 12-foot bronze sculpture of the ex-quarterback this season. Oh, not Twitter. That's not Twitter. All right, there you go. You guys got it. All right, so CB, let's hear. This is Belichick talking about, or who you got here, Kraft?
No, so what I have is Tom Brady talking directly to Bill Belichick.
Oh, that's right.
Pretty much, it doesn't say directly, but maybe referring to who is to get the credit for the dynasty.
To Coach Belichick. Thank you for your tireless commitment to develop and push me to be my very best. It wasn't me. It wasn't you. It was us.
All right, so they've come full circle, and what we know is that they were, outside of what Noel pulled off with Bradshaw and all that, this is the combo. I always thought they could ride off on the white horse together. They didn't want to do that. There was certainly some friction, and Brady wanted, to show that he could still do it. Belichick was always, I got to get one step ahead of the cupboard being empty. So I like to get rid of guys when they still have something left. And Robert Kraft, the only one to kind of stand the test of time in Foxborough, who owned the franchise since, the mid-'90s. So it's an interesting thing. I think Brady's at a point in his life now where this makes a lot of sense. He got what he wanted. He went to Tampa. He got that done. And it was nice of him, I think, to make sure that Belichick got his due.
It makes a lot of sense. We knew this would happen. And there was some strife at the end, but I don't think it ever was completely out of control. They'd been together for so long. They won 6 Super Bowls together. Eventually, they were going to get together and, sing Kumbaya. They had an absolute dynasty. They ran the NFL for 2 decades. So good for them. I'm not a Patriots fan by any means. I'm glad their dynasty is now very much over. Good luck moving forward. But, yeah, man, I think it's cool, actually, that Brady and Belichick are at least pretending to be buddies now.
He's got to believe that whatever the accountability is, whatever it was in the, quote, the Patriot way, that had an effect on Tom in a good way. So whatever that leadership was, it worked. And it worked for the both of them.
They have to both know that without they wouldn't have won 6 without either one of them.
Not that number.
Yeah. They both know that, as proud as they are. They both think that they were the main reason, I'm sure. But they both know without each other, we couldn't have done this.
Yeah, and I'm not here to tell you that I think Belichick deserves more credit. I think that it's probably appropriate where he sits right now. All right, we'll come back. And Dave, just when you thought it was safe to go back to the buffet, 2 guys are ready to show you the way. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
The only radio show Ryan Day listens to when we're holding him hostage, making him listen to a radio show. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
The Fan.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. You probably heard me talk about Dr. Mark Levy's custom-fit oral appliances to help treat sleep apnea and how they are so much better than using those bulky, uncomfortable CPAP machines. Well, I've been talking about it for years, and the FDA just recently announced a recall of over 18 million CPAP masks. Yikes! These CPAP masks, the ones with magnetic headgear clips, can potentially interfere with certain medical devices. Pacemakers, implantable defibrillators, neurostimulators, aneurysm clips. And if that happens, that can cause injuries not only to yourself if you use these masks, but also your partner as well. Sleep apnea is no joke, and as I've been saying, it affects everyone in the home. So if you've been diagnosed with sleep apnea and you can't tolerate your CPAP machine anymore, or, just flat out worried it could possibly do harm to you, that sort of thing, call Dr. Mark Levy today for your custom oral appliance at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. That's right, Dr. Mark Levy, 1-800-MORE-SLEEP, or book an appointment online at sleepbettercolumbus.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
The Mavs and Celtics battle for the title. Who will win? Will Tatum and Brown make it look easy? Will Kyrie dribble the ball off the face of the earth? Let's find out together. Listen to ESPN Radio's coverage of the NBA Finals right here on The Fan.
Are you not able to enjoy the summer as much as you want because of joint pain? This is the time of year for being outdoors. It's the best, but not if your knees, shoulders, hips, or back are hurting. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Don't suffer any longer. Non-surgical joint pain relief is here at QC Kinetics. Call them today. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. I'm talking about lasting pain relief with no surgery, no drugs, and best of all, no downtime. QC Kinetics advanced treatments harness your own body's biologics and help restore and repair damaged joint tissue so you can walk, run, hike, play golf, move, swim, all pain-free. QC Kinetics is under the leadership of former orthopedic surgeon Dr. Mitchell Sheencup, a true pioneer in regenerative medicine. They have locations in Columbus, in both Gahanna and Dublin. Their advanced protocols have enabled tens of thousands of patients to reclaim their mobility. So go check them out at QC Kinetics/Columbus or give them a call, 380-208-4544.
Boating season is finally here, and Buckeye Lake Marina is your go-to destination for all your on-the-water needs. With the largest inventory in Central Ohio, you can choose from top brands like Bennington, South Bay, Crown Line, and more. Buckeye Lake Marina has it all. Pontoon boats, luxury tri-toon boats, even merch. Open 7 days a week to serve you better. Find your next dream boat at Buckeye Lake Marina. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com today for all your on-the-water needs. The good life, the lake life, starts at Buckeye Lake Marina.
Get your air conditioner fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling, 1-800-COOLING.
We know your golf game is ugly, but your course doesn't have to be. Experience the natural beauty of Delaware Golf Club today. Delaware Golf Club is now open to the public and only 10 miles up the road from 270. For the best rates, book your tee time online at DelawareGolfClub.com.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Listen, learn, lay the points. This is Rothman and Ice.
All right, the big fallout from the whole Nathan's hot dog eating contest. This feels like it's got a little live golf or something like that, where let's just take my talents somewhere else. But we do have a guy coming out of retirement who I thought was supposedly broken in Kobayashi. He said, my body's broken. I don't even want to eat anymore. But I guess, if Netflix throws enough money at you, you'll do something. We know Joey Chestnut, who's demolished, I don't know what his running counter is. Somebody said it was something more like 1,000 hot dogs since the contest started. And so I guess they're going to be going mouth to mouth, if you want to say it that way, on a Netflix show. No, I don't. I think that's it. When you got two major league eaters, that's what they should call it. CB, is this correct? This is going to be a Netflix documentary?
Yeah, it looks like a Netflix, kind of like the live roast of Tom Brady type of broadcast. It'll be on Labor Day, it looks like.
So they're not going head-to-head with the Nathan famous hot dog eating contest.
They're
famous
out.
Nathans, but they are, as Colin said, they're doing it on Labor Day. It's interesting. It's interesting. I see both sides of it. It's like, really? Like, you have this he's the only person anybody knows that's in this hot dog eating contest. Now that Kobayashi's been out of it for a while. Like, really? You're going to, like, cut off your nose to spite your face? But then it's like, he is signing an endorsement deal with, like, a, vegan hot dog. It's like, you can't sign an endorsement deal with anybody else. Like, they have rules in the contract. If you're going to sign any type of hot dog deal, it has to be with Nathan's hot dogs. So I see both sides of it.
No, I'm good with it. He got his money. I mean, I don't know what the longevity is in this business. He's been around a long time. He seems, on the outside somewhat healthy. He's kind of hanging in there. And so he took the big money from the endorsement, and he can still do what he wants to do. And he got his boy Kobayashi to apparently come out of retirement to take the payday as well. This is classic. It's classic boxing. It's classic for anything.
I have Netflix. Do you guys have Netflix?
Yeah.
There's zero chance I'm watching this. I don't care about the regular hot dog eating contest. I find it disgusting.
It's also a huge football weekend.
I mean, really,
depends what time they're
good luck going up head-to-head with our favorite sport in this country when it's a hot dog eating contest. I'm sure because those are the two main guys that everybody knows about in the quote-unquote sport. I can't believe we're calling it that. And by the way, guys, do you think it would be more or less interesting if the hot dog eating contest entailed humans eating hot dogs the way humans eat hot dogs?
Yeah, in a bun.
Yeah, and not dipping them in water.
I said it yesterday. It's a joke.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, like, can we just have like a hot dog eating contest where you actually have to eat the hot dog like we eat hot dogs as humans?
Or just eat the hot dogs. We don't need the buns.
We don't. We don't need the water. That's pretty disgusting.
They're just afraid everyone's going to need to get Heimlicked if they don't. So, by the way, this event is Chestnut versus Kobayashi, unfinished beef.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh,
so there you go. Netflix. I don't know. If they had a rivalry, I guess I would know about it. The reason I don't know the rivalry that much is because I don't know how many times Kobayashi beat him, and I don't know how many times he beat Kobayashi.
Good. I'm glad you don't know that. Yeah. I would think less of you if you knew all of that.
Yeah. So there you go. The eat-off is on, and it's going to happen Labor Day. I can't tell you that I'm not going to watch it. I didn't watch the Brady roast because a lot of things that are that big, you get everything you need on the snippets you're going to get on Twitter. Like, you're going to get all the stuff you needed. Now, there's stuff certainly they can't air that was aired in the roast that you wouldn't want to air just on social media. But I did not go back and watch that for hours, and I got what I needed out of it. So with this thing, usually if the Nathan's hot dog eating contest, on July 4th, you're kind of in and out of the house or whatever. It depends how hot it is. And you're kind of flipping around the channels and that's on. It's not like you got to sit down and watch it for an hour and a half. It's like a 10-minute deal. They bring them on and there they go.
What's funny is there'll be some big guys up there, some husky guys, we'll say. It's always one of those smaller guys. I mean, Joey Chestnut isn't small, but you certainly wouldn't call him fat, right? And Kobayashi's small.
He's tiny.
It's like, the guys that win, even the guys that finish in second, are never these big guys that look like this guy could definitely eat like 500 hot dogs right now. It's never that guy. It's always like some little dude. It cracks me up. The whole thing. I mean, I'm not into it. It's whatever. It has its place. I'm one of these guys, I try to say, I don't complain about any sport. If it's a live sport, I'm in. To what degree, I don't know. But if it's a live sport, let's go. So it has its place. I almost hesitate calling it a sport. Only in America, just absolute, like throwing down hot dogs down your throat is considered a sport.
It's
but
a competition, and they're getting paid, and people are watching, and there's a prize. So I guess that makes it a sport.
It's a sport.
Kobayashi is a 6-time Nathan's champion, and he announced his retirement due to, you guessed it, rising health concerns.
Wasn't he already kicked off for the same thing that Joey is? Didn't he sign an endorsement deal that Nathan's wasn't happy with? I think both things might have happened. I think he signed an endorsement deal they weren't happy with, and he cited health concerns, I think. Now I'm acting like I know too much about this thing that I say I don't care about. Anthony.
The documentary film that explores how food, the digestive system, and the gut health relates to overall well-being. Kobayashi said decades of overeating for sport has left him with no appetite or no sensation of fullness. And it's caused him to go days without eating anything at all. Well, the intermittent fasting. And his wife says her husband feels his body is broken. Well, apparently not broken down enough. He's coming back for one more run. One more hot dog eating contest. I got one left in me. Here we go. Right?
Is it the equivalent of like a Derek Jeter retirement tour?
Yeah, and I think with the betting odds, what do you think it's going to be? Joey Chestnut minus 1,000. I mean, you're coming out of retirement, trying to face Chestnut, who's getting ready for the 4th of July. I mean, this is going to be an absolute destruction, right?
I mean, it's his job, right? It's when you eat too much, you're not going to savor that stuff. You're eating it. He ate for a job. So, of course, he's not going to love it. Think about that. Think about yes, you and I talk sports all the time. But think about if you talked sports, 3 to 5 hours a day, and then you got off the air, and then you had to get in some conversations for another 3 hours about sports. You might get in your car and turn on music. You might do something else. That's what's happened to this guy, is that he's decided that he hates food. He still likes money, but here we go. Kobayashi and Joey Chestnut. I can't say I'm not going to watch, Dave.
The World Series of Love.
Would you rather watch which Paul is it, CB, that's fighting Tyson?
I would definitely rather watch that. But
I believe that's Jake Paul?
You would have to tell me that they're actually, because when Mike Tyson fought, was it Roy Jones? They were definitely taking it easy on each other, meaning Mike Tyson was taking it easy on Roy Jones, who was one of the all-time great boxers, but, a little bit of a weight difference there. If you can tell me that Mike Tyson was taking this seriously and wanted to knock the crap out of Jake Paul and vice versa, this was not just, hey, let's make a good show here. Let's not knock each other out. We can punch each other. Let's make sure we're not knocking each other out. If you could tell me there's no holds barred, I would definitely be interested in Tyson and Jake Paul, who's actually turned himself, I'm not joking, into a decent boxer. Now, there's no way he's beating Mike Tyson, even at his age, if Tyson takes this seriously. But I don't trust for a second that this is on the up and up. Yeah. Let's go. I mean, there's no way. I hope I'm wrong.
That's the good thing about the hot dog eating contest. I don't think they can fake that.
I guess
that's the good news. Yeah. They're not slipping some hot dog down some kind of, the collar of their shirt, right? It's at least we know it's real. The boxing stuff can be completely fake. So that's it. I just gave it some credibility for you. We'll do a Sports Center update here at top of the hour. Deshaun Watson is speaking, and he's stiff-arming the negativity. You'll hear it next. Rothman and Ice and the Fans.
We know everything about you. We know you love the Buckeyes. We know you love the Jackets. We know you're wearing a red shirt. Just freak the hell out of someone. The Fan.
Atlas Butler is built to keep you comfortable, and our plumbing services are no exception. You can rely on Atlas Butler for trusted, convenient plumbing and drain service. Our expert plumbers and drain specialists can take care of anything, from a broken water heater to a clogged drain. Call today, get it fixed today. That's our pledge to you.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Bobby Carpenter here for Ohio Mulch. This Father's Day, show Dad some love with Ohio Mulch. Enjoy 35% off bulk mulch, perfect for adding that finishing touch to Dad's landscaping masterpiece. That's not all. Get 3 bags of nutrient-rich Green Envy soil for just $10 now through Sunday. Stop into any of Ohio Mulch's 25 convenient locations to see what all the excitement is about. Make this Father's Day one to remember with Ohio Mulch. Visit them online at ohiomulch.com for more details. That's ohiomulch.com.
Do you know someone struggling to figure out their mental health benefits? The Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office is here to help. Find us at insurance.ohio.gov/GETMHIA or call us at 855-438-6442. Don't wait. The Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office can help you figure out what mental health insurance benefits may be in their plan. Call us today at 855-438-6442.
Tired of waiting for your auto service to be completed at the dealership? Hi, this is Justin Hinderer with the Hinderer Motor Company. Let our experienced factory-trained technicians come to you in our mobile service truck. 90% of all repairs can be done at your home or office. Brakes, recalls, maintenance, it can all be done on your terms when you need us with our mobile service truck. Go to HindererMotorCompany.com and schedule mobile service today. That's HindererMotorCompany.com. We love what moves you.
If you're about to get engaged or ready to walk down the aisle, your true love deserves a true jeweler, the Diamond Seller. As a true jeweler, we not only have designer collections to meet your bridal needs, but we also have talented in-house designers who can create something truly one of a kind. Visit the Diamond Seller today.
Whether you're a seasoned pro or a new golfer, think beyond the green and head over to X Golf Columbus and X Golf Powell. Come experience the most advanced and accurate golf simulators in the world at X Golf. A fun venue with great food, excellent service, and a full bar. You can play around on one of our 50 courses, take a lesson from our PGA Pro, hit the driving range, join a league, or just sit back and sip a beer on the outdoor patio. Book your tee time today at playxgolf.com. X Golf Columbus and X Golf Powell, the home of indoor golf.
Open your door to a gorgeous Nature Stone floor. This is Paul Keels for Nature Stone. June only, they're making huge deals for Dad with savings up to 50% off any garage floor. Schedule your free cost estimate today at naturestone.com. It's not just a floor. Wow, it's Nature Stone.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Matt Andrews. The NBA Finals last night. Boston wins Game 3, 106-99. They're up 3-0. Boston closing in on an 18th title. Joe Mazzulla, the head coach of the Celtics.
We know teams are going to make runs. Can we manage those? And we know why we make runs, and we know why other teams make run on us. And so you just have to constantly problem solve throughout the game. You have to ask yourself why every single possession. Why did that happen? Why did this happen? Was this what we talk about? Was it not? And the guys, they fight for that because of their basketball IQ.
Stanley Cup final tonight, Game 3 in Edmonton. Florida leads that series 2-0. This update sponsored by Nature Stone. Schedule your free cost estimate today at naturestone.com. It's not just a floor. Wow, it's Nature Stone. Breaking sports news when it happens here on The Fan.
This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus. Windows and doors that go beyond.
All right, second hour of the program. U.S. Open underway in North Carolina at Pinehurst, number 2. Tiger Woods finished 4 over 74. I started on the back, shot 36, came home in 38. So not great, tied for 60th. He was plus 225 to make the cut. And so the favorite was that he wouldn't, and he's heading that direction. If he was going to do something, you thought maybe he'd do it in round 1, but we'll see. Patrick Cantlay, 5 under on his round today, so he is in the clubhouse. Cantlay's a guy that would probably be put in the category of best player without a major. He's in that group. He's finished top 15 at the Open a couple times. He's had top 10s in all the other majors, and it's not like we're talking about 8-9 years ago. We're talking about the last 4 to 5 years. He has been around on major leaderboards, so we'll find out if he can go wire to wire. It's a little early for that.
I'm putting you on the spot here, but I bet you have a good feel for this. If you had to guess right now, what do you think the cut line will be? I think it'll be plus 3, plus 4, right
I'm
around there?
I'm going to guess right around 4.
4?
Right where Tiger is.
Okay, yeah.
Now, it depends. We've got guys that haven't gone out yet.
That's what I mean.
McIlroy, Hovland.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, Scheffler.
Schauffele.
I love that Schauffele and Scheffler are playing together, by the way.
DeChambeau.
Yes, I know. We're not even halfway through the first round yet, and I'm asking you this. I was just curious what you thought.
I think you nailed it. I think it's right around there, depending on what happens. So we're
this is awesome. I've enjoyed becoming a bigger, because this was like when I was a kid, I didn't care about watching golf at all, and my dad enjoyed watching golf. Like, he was a big Jack Nicklaus fan. Hello,
loved falling asleep to golf too.
I was just basketball, baseball, and football growing up. I did, because in Dayton, there was no hockey. I mean, we had a minor league hockey team, but Ohio didn't have a hockey team. Well, hockey just wasn't big before the Blue Jackets got here. I was just baseball, and tennis. But it's been fun becoming a golf fan these last 5 to 10 years. Hanging out with someone like yourself and Scotty Vegas a lot, you better get into golf, right? You better get into some golf betting, or you're not going to be able to hang out with these guys.
Yeah, golf betting, yes. I mean, you're a little more into golf than even I am now. It's certainly Memorial and the majors, but yeah, I don't know. I've been completely soured on the split, and I understand money drives everything.
So are you a John Rahm? This is a karma type thing?
I said yes.
Are we going karma on John Rahm?
I don't know if it's full karma, but that's fine. He's, and for the guys that took the money, that's fine. To me, it's the guys that said, I'll never do it, and I play for tradition. I have more money than I could ever spend. My kids will have plenty. And that was Rahm. That was what Rahm said, and then he immediately went back on it. I would rather just say nothing. Like when Cam Smith, after he won the British Open, they asked about whether there's a big rumor you're going to split and go to Live. And he's like, I'll play where my team tells me to play. Like, shut up. Like, don't say that. Just say, be honest. You know what? It's a big decision. I just won the major. While I appreciate you asking that, I haven't come to my decision yet, but I'm going to think it over with the people that are important to me and make the best decision for me. Done. End of story. This whole crap that they want to sell you about 1 foot in, 1 foot out, that's the problem that the sports public has with some of these guys.
I'll say this. I've never been a huge Rory fan. I don't hate Rory by any means, but I tell you what, my respect for him has shot through the roof. Just what you articulated. Rory was as outspoken as anybody about the Live, and people shouldn't go there, the Live Tour. And if he would, and I'm sure he was, obviously offered enormous amounts of money to make the jump. If he would have been that adamant about, the Live Tour, and then he made the jump, man, that would have been a really bad look for Rory. So I'm really glad that he has stuck true to his word, taking a little bit of, I'm sure, hit pay-wise. But, man, when you got that much money, how much more money do you need? Like, Rory's ever going to have, any problems financially? He's going to have more money than he ever knows what to do with. So, the guys, Tiger's the same thing, Anthony. Tiger could have taken a lot more money to go over there. He knows he has more money than he'll ever know what to do with, and his kids and their kids and the kids after that. So I give a lot of respect to Rory for sticking true to his word.
Yeah, listen, these guys, if you're wealthy, you want more, and I get it, and money drives everything, and everyone wants to not leave anything on the table.
I thought he was going to go Wu-Tang on us there, Colin. I thought he was going to cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money, dollar bill, y'all. I'll do it for you.
Some of these guys I understand because they're not the legends of the game. That's the difference. And I always, and we've talked about this with Mickelson a lot. Like, this was your chance. If you had huge problems with the PGA Tour, you felt like you were being exploited or you weren't allowed to control your highlights or this or that and the other. Tom Brady, we just talked about it. He didn't own his touchdowns. Like, that's the thing with Mickelson is just the greed, and you're one of the greatest American golfers that's ever played. And
he might need the money, though. Considering speaking of sports gambling, Phil might need the money. So missing the cut here is going to hurt him.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to make fun of Phil Mickelson. Not sorry at all.
I've defended him over the years, and it's been very hard to do that. I only defended him in what I saw and what I witnessed at Memorial, which to me there were times where he was a decent guy to fans and all that, where he could have just left the clubhouse, gotten in his car, and gone. On those rain delays, he'd come over, he'd sign a few things. Now, maybe that was in respect to Jack, and he knew where he was. But, yeah, the Saudi investment part is the controversial part. Everybody knows that. And so Phil was, I think, kind of uniquely placed as the celebrity athlete. And on a principal basis, on his own legacy, I thought he'd want to be on what I called at the time the right side of history. And now, does he feel justified that he helped create this a little bit? Maybe that's his own justification. And so that's kind of where we are. The fans, they just want the best players versus the best players. That's what they want, and that's what they get at the majors. So I guess, in a way, everybody wins because these guys are back playing in the biggest tournaments, and we didn't suffer at Memorial. They still had the number one golfer in the world win it. We still had great players there. They had 9 of the top 10 in the world. Now, is that partially because of Jack and the tradition of Memorial? Yeah, I would think it is. Because the position of that tournament a week before the Open, not a lot of those guys wanted to play a week before the major, but they did. And the two courses don't correlate to each other. So it wasn't like Memorial Muirfield was this great tune-up for Pinehurst. It's completely different courses. But, yeah, this is kind of where we are with it. So the roundabout thing from you being you're kind of into it now versus me who's always been into it, who's kind of like
you've soured on a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, you're just doing things. You're just playing golf and winning tournaments.
Yeah.
I think that's better than me sitting on my butt and watching golf and betting on. I like you winning your club tournaments. I'm really happy for you.
Yes.
You would never bring it up. I asked you about it late. I think like a week late, and you're like very unassuming. I ended up winning. You're very unassuming. I would be like having the T-shirt like champion. You're like, nah, I ended up winning. Yeah. Good for you, man. I'm happy for you.
Anchor it. Anchor the weekend news. Gonna anchor it. Deshaun Watson is talking about stiff-arming the narrative around the negativity around him. Let's hear it.
I don't look at it in a negative way. I don't look at it in a bad way. You know, each and every fan, each and every media person, you know, they want to see me at a level that I'm capable of doing. So that's the standard. And so I got to make sure I hold myself to it. So it's not a bad thing. It's not anything like that. I don't get involved with, you know, people trying to rate me some, you know, places where, you know, they think I'm at the bottom of the list. You know, it is what it is. If I was at the bottom, no one would talk about me. So obviously, if ever anyone is talking about me and going to continue to talk about me, then I must be pretty damn good.
You know, I will say, I think you could argue he's in a good spot this year. He's been through arguably the worst of it, both, you know, the off-field controversy and now his injury. Okay. And he doesn't have to be elite for the Browns to be really good. He just has to be good, right? Would you, because they have a team where you don't have to have elite quarterback play to be really good. You can't have mediocre or bad quarterback play. So the bar's not even that high, and we've seen him play really well, both in college, of course, and then in the NFL. You know, with his last year with Houston when he played, he had no weapons around him and put up great stats. Bad offensive line. The Browns have a really good roster. If he can just be good, which I think probably this year he will be, if he's healthy. I don't know his health status. I imagine he'll be healthy. I think, you know, I think maybe he's been through the worst of it, and now the bar's kind of low for him, and I think he's going to have a good year, and that's really all the Browns need.
It's a good point you made about the bar being low as far as, like, expectations. I think the bar is still very high based on what they paid him, what they trade for him, what they traded for him, and what he hasn't fulfilled in this contract, and whether he's going to turn into a has-been or a guy that is incredibly talented that's just unfortunately been injured. So you're still in a wait and see. You're right. They're pretty well equipped to compete. Although I don't look at him as like you look at Will Howard, like just be good, you know, because of the schedule Ohio State plays. Like this is the NFL. Like he's going to have to be better than good, I think, for them to be where they'd like to be, which is making some sort of a dent in the playoffs. I don't think he can be average.
I agree with that. I will say my definition of a good NFL quarterback is pretty high. It's hard to be a good NFL quarterback, in my opinion. I mean, like, yeah, you're right. He can't be average. He certainly can't be a liability. But if he's good, consistently good, and have some elite games, of course, you have to have some elite games mixed in. But overall, I think if he's good, we look back and say, oh, yeah, he had a good year as a starter. I think the Browns are going to be in a really good place. If we look back on and he's hurt or he's mediocre, they probably won't be in a good place.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of who I would comp him to as far as having the kind of season they need to make the dent in the playoffs that people think they can because of that defense. The Nick Chubb effect is going to be massive. If that guy doesn't come back till week 5, 6, 7, like who knows where they're going to be with this running game, and then that puts a ton of pressure on him. They do have Jerry Jeudy, who should be highly motivated to show he's not a bust. However, they paid him so much damn money and guaranteed it. I don't know. It's not like he's in a contract year. Like the only thing he's motivated on is pride, and he's a professional. And so, hopefully he wants to win and be good with his quarterback. So they've got that. But I think he's got to have some kind of a, I mean, I dare compare this because CB's going to love this. I think he's got to be like a Baker Mayfield type of season. He's got to have 3,500, 4,000 yards. He's got to have 25 touchdowns. He's got to have not more than 10 picks. Like, I think that's the kind of season he has to have.
That's a good year, wouldn't we say?
That's a good year.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
I don't think that'd be a great year. Yeah,
it's a top 10 year.
I agree with you. Yeah. And I think he can get there. I don't think he can be elite. I could be wrong about that. But again, the Browns have such a good roster on both sides of the ball that if he is good, they're going to be a problem.
I mean, how many elites do we really have?
So we got, obviously 6, Patrick 7? Mahomes is number 1. Now, then everybody has their own argument after that. Burrow coming off the injury, people almost not forget about him.
He's an elite talent.
Burrow's an elite. Josh Allen's an elite. Lamar's an elite. Who are we leaving out?
You're leaving out probably...
Who are we leaving out?
Well, the ones that are tough to call, which is Goff and Tua.
Can't call them elite.
Stafford.
Not elite.
Stroud. Early on, he showed eliteness.
Gonna be elite, I think.
Jordan Love.
Needs to prove it more than 1 year.
Got to prove it again.
Got to prove it.
Purdy's going to have to keep proving it, even though he's got a lot of weapons.
Dak, I wouldn't say is elite.
Jalen Hurts, is he elite?
I wouldn't say he's elite. I thought he was trending that way. Then last year gave me a different take on it. He's had one really, really great year.
Cousins?
Not elite.
Not elite.
Good.
That's what I'm saying. We've got.
It's tough. We got like 4
He's
elite
in that.
quarterbacks.
He's in that. We actually
Herbert?
the better one
What about
is
our guy.
Who's our guy? Who am I thinking?
Mr. Unlimited.
Oh, no. Yeah, come on, Russ.
Justin Herbert could get there.
could.
He's not there yet.
Yeah.
He said he found the fountain of youth.
Yeah, that's right. He did. He discovered the fountain of youth. Absolutely.
Caleb Williams.
I'm going to tell you, I think that the better category is, can you win a Super Bowl with him? And I think that broadens the list. You can win a Super Bowl with Tua, can't you?
Yeah, I mean, Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl. Yeah. I mean, that's the example everybody.
The most elite defense like that.
Right, I know, but there's been others though that we could point to that won a. I mean, Nick Foles won a Super Bowl.
Yes, he did.
There's been some shaky quarterbacks that have won Super Bowls. I think Mark Rippon, I wouldn't call him a shaky. I mean, I'd have to go look at the list, but there have been some mediocre quarterbacks.
I'll tell you what, bottom of the
Bowls.
hour when we have Tanier on, we'll ask him about the good versus elite because he covers the league. We'll come back with ins and outs next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
An ex-jock and a very puffy, smooth-faced man. These are the first voices you should hear. Morning Juice. Your wake-up service.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 9.
The Fan.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Spending the money to replace our home's windows is rarely something we get excited about. We usually do it because our energy bills suck or our current windows, well, they're too messed up. But in working with the local Pella Columbus team, my eyes have been opened. New windows can legitimately change the entire look of your home. They've got windows and colors and styles like I've never seen, and they can change everything. So go see my friends at PellaColumbus.com or check them out at their brand new Polaris showroom.
Low testosterone causes many issues, including low sex drive, bad sleep patterns, unproductive workouts, decreased energy, brain fog, and more. But many men just attribute these symptoms to aging and don't consider that there are medical treatments that can give them back their vigor and vibrancy. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, the leading men's sexual health practice in our area for treating low T. And if you're feeling like I just described, it's time for you to treat that low T. At Tri-State Men's Health, we're experts in treating low testosterone. We've successfully treated many men for the condition and seen the amazing difference that those treatments can make in a man's life. If you're like most men with low T, within just a few weeks, your energy will return, that brain fog will disappear, your sleep will improve, as will your workouts, and your sex drive will be significantly enhanced as well. So call us and make a true life change. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 2 convenient locations, just off 270 in Hilliard and near the Medical Mile in Westerville.
Every shot, every goal, ESPN Bet has fans covered for the biggest moments on the road to the championship. The exclusive sportsbook of ESPN is the only place to find special offers and promotions from your favorite ESPN shows and personalities throughout the playoffs. New users can get a bet reset up to $1,000 in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. Download ESPN Bet today. What a play. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Common Man and T-Bone are known for many things. And while great radio ain't one of them, shoving food down their gullets is their specialty. Join Man and Bone for Fat Boy Food Tip.
Live at 3 or on the podcast.
Your home for fat. The Fan.
16 enrolls you in recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent are required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
I can't believe this is real. We're finally doing our big fishing trip.
This is the year I'm doing everything I've always talked about.
Something's different about you. I feel like I'm talking to a whole new man.
Between you and me, it's Nugenix Total T that's making the difference.
Nugenix, the testosterone booster?
Exactly. Turning 40 and lower testosterone made it harder to find the drive and energy for the things that matter, like spending time with family and friends. So I tried Nugenix Total T.
That really works.
Absolutely. Nugenix is the reason we're finally doing this trip. It's why I have more energy for my family.
How do I give Nugenix a try?
Send them a text for a complimentary bottle.
Text EDGE to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text EDGE to 321-321. That's EDGE to 321-321.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
The outdoor drama Tecumseh is back this summer. The drama, the history, and the spectacle make Tecumseh one of Ohio's most beloved traditions. Tecumseh has provided thrilling live entertainment for 50 years, and the outdoor theater at Sugarloaf Mountain will provide a safe and memorable experience for your entire family. Get tickets now at tecumsehdrama.com. This message is made possible in part by the Ohio Arts Council. Tecumseh, Experience the drama.
Do you have foot pain? Foot pain is not normal regardless of your age or job. Podiatric physicians are the most qualified doctors to care for your feet and can provide important foot care solutions or shoe inserts to better manage foot pain. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state and are dedicated to providing the highest quality foot and ankle care. We've been serving the profession and the public for over 100 years. To find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit associationsadvanceohio.com.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Lots of sunshine out there today. Temperatures climbing up to around 90. Tonight we drop off to the low 60s. And then on your Friday, look for a 10 to 20% chance of rain. Otherwise, expect partly to mostly sunny skies with highs around 85. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your Doppler 10 forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Bet365 is the exclusive online sportsbook of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Rothman and Ice present In or Out.
Just a little of the old in and out.
All right, CB, what do you got cooking over there?
All right, my first question for you today. It plays a little towards AR because he had this guy in fantasy last year. But I did see Alvin Kamara is getting a lot of like 5th round grades in draft position right now in the middle of the summer. It could change as we get closer to the fall. But the question is, are you in or out on Kamara in the 5th round?
I think I've had him almost like every other year in fantasy, it feels like. I mean, the famous year was when I had him and Mark Ingram, both of them, and I played them both because I didn't want to get vultured on touchdowns. It actually worked. Bobby couldn't believe it. I was literally playing both Saint running backs in fantasy. He gets a lot of targets. So I would look at it this way. We're a PPR or half PPR. So that plays a big factor. I mean, he's a check down. Well, and by the way, it's Carr still? Yeah, so if it's Derek Carr, that's a check down artist right there. I understand people will be like, how could he repeat that production that I got out of him last year? Where do you think he's coming off the board, CB?
He's been in the middle of the 5th round, depending on your platform.
And do you think that would be good value?
Yeah, he's got Clint Kubiak now, and I think that fits his scheme big time. I've read a lot about that inside or that zone blocking scheme. I think it's going to be big for his skill set. I like him for the targets, as I've mentioned. The Saints have moved on from Michael Thomas. I think in a PPR format, that's an excellent buy. And if he's on the board at 50, 55, and I'm there, I would probably grab him.
Yeah, I'm with you. If you're in a 12-team league and you're sitting there and you need a running back, you're in the 5th round, I can't imagine there's going to be much better choices than that. See, and if he ends up getting hurt and you miss on him, you miss on your 5th round pick. You're not burning a 3rd rounder on him. I think that would be good value, Kamara in the 5th round.
Let's stay with fantasy for number 2. Last year, early on, it looked like Adam Thielen was going to be the steal of fantasy drafts. He was a top 10 wide receiver for the first half and then really fizzled out towards the second half because of the inefficiencies of the Carolina Panthers offense. Now they bring in Deontay Johnson from Pittsburgh. He's now the wide receiver 1 there for Bryce Young. My question is, are you in or out on Deontay Johnson returning starting every week value in your lineups this season?
I am in barely because, as you mentioned, I mean, he is wide receiver 1. Now, Bryce Young, very rough rookie year. Can't get much worse. Maybe he'll rebound as a second-year player. But I think being wide receiver 1, he would be a guy, it might be your flex position. I think most weeks, if not all weeks, assuming healthy, of course. Yeah, I am in that Deontay Johnson would be a value pick and would be in my starting lineup probably every week.
Yeah, I think you have it right. It's a semi-in. It's got one of those feels that it's attached to the quarterback. Is he going to be a bust or is he going to be good? I do like the fantasy aspect where he's the clear number 1. You're the clear number 1 on that team in my mind. Now, you could say Thielen, but I'm telling you, he faded. He faded over the second half. It wasn't his fault completely, the quarterback and the team. But when you get a 30% target share, or you're pushing for that number, then I've got to be semi-in on Deontay Johnson.
All right, number 3, Bronny James. There was a lot of outrage when he was invited to the NBA Draft Combine. He was not invited to the actual draft. There was 12 players that are projected in the lottery that will be going to the draft. My question to you is, are you in or out on the idea that Bronny would have accepted the invite and gone to the draft if he was invited?
No, I don't think so. That's not something I don't think anyone would advise, being the celebrity kid and having to sit there.
The Lakers pick at 17.
Yeah, and right now they don't have a coach. So I don't really know what their priorities are, because if it's LeBron saying, pick my kid, I just doesn't feel right. I mean, I thought second round, yes, but no, I don't think there's any guarantee that if he was invited to the draft and went, that he would be taken, and I think that would be setting him up for a little bit of a embarrassment. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I'm with you. I am out on Bronny accepting a draft invite. I don't think he would have. Then again, there's a chance he would have, because he seems to be like he wants to be doing the right things, and he knows. I mean, he's not stupid. He knows he's LeBron James' son, but it seems like he wants to like do the right things. He seems like he's a good young man. So there's a chance he would, but I bet he would probably skip the draft invite.
All right, next up, we'll do the U.S. Open one because it's going on right now. Patrick Cantlay, as we mentioned, the leader in the clubhouse at 5 under. My question is, are you in or out on wanting the U.S. Open scores to be closer to par?
Yes.
Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry, Dave. I was going to say yes, because that's what we associate it with. The par is a very good score. We see enough tournaments where these guys get the double digits under par, and I'm not saying I don't want to see highlights. I just think there is something about the United States Open where it's very cool when it's a rarity when you see guys well under par. And so we don't want to turn it into that. I would think Pinehurst has to start showing some teeth over the weekend. Maybe they put the pins in some tougher places. But to have this many guys in red figures right now is a little puzzling, and I don't love it. So, yeah, bring them back to even.
Yeah, I like that it's a tough course. Is that the question? Do we like? We're saying like we like it that it's like close to par and not under par.
Yeah. Do you prefer this tournament to be closer to par?
Yes, or even over par. I know whoever wins is going to be under par. Yes, I like the tougher courses because I do like every once in a while seeing the holes where these guys who are just amazingly good at their craft look like me on the golf course for like 5 seconds. You know, they'll have like a triple bogey and lose their minds. I love that. That's like my favorite part of golf, unless it's somebody I have money on. So taking the gambling aspect out of it, yes, Colin, I am definitely in on tough golf courses and low scores, or high scores, I guess. Bad scores.
Well done. Yeah. It's, I'm surprised. I mean, I'm not, maybe this, see.
Look at this.
The problem over there is, and I said this before, when you get a little sideways out there, you're not in deep rough like you were at Muirfield. You're in junk. You're just in what I like to call a clompus. You're just in a clump of stuff. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
And the greens are
Jack
ridiculous.
Clumpus.
I've heard people say, too, about these greens real quick that, like, it's not fair. You could hit a perfect shot and it rolls off the green. It's like, no, it wouldn't be a perfect shot. They know if you hit it on a certain part of the green, it's going to fly off the green. So it's not a perfect shot. It might feel like it for us, but I love that it's a tough course.
Yes,
I love it.
Yeah, I was just going to add real quick. We can go back to our Kamara question real quick. I did see he left minicamp. It sounds like, according to his agent from Ian Rappaport, that it sounds like it's contract related.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Well, forget him. He's dead to me then. No, I'm kidding. I'm sticking with it. 5th round, they'll get that resolved.
I don't understand this. He's not
we all know being fantasy football fans, like picking a running back in the 5th round, dude, it's going to be slim pickings. It's not, wow, I've got like 15 good options to pick from here. Kamara in the 5th round would be a good value.
Here's
pick.
the deal. You got a 28-year-old running back who's trying to now, renegotiate or something on a deal that he signed a few years ago that's supposed to take him through this season, I think, and next. So I get what he's trying to do. He's trying to get a new deal before he hits 30. And so he's using whatever leverage he can. We'll come back with Mike Tannenbaum next. Two Deep Zone. Good versus elite. Who are they? We'll ask him next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Whatever you're doing right now, just know that Bo Bishop is enjoying a sip of bourbon. Even if this promo is playing in the morning. No judgment.
Oh, sweet morning drinking.
The Fan.
I don't want to go to bed at night dreading waking up in the morning, knowing that I'm going to feel like a rusty lawn chair, getting out of bed and getting opened up and not being able to really move for a couple hours really throughout the day.
For former college and pro football player Bobby Carpenter and those dealing with daily aches and pains, QC Kinetics regenerative pain treatments are a game changer, providing long-lasting relief.
Go into a specific joint, a specific region, and then help promote that healing process using your own body's mechanisms to heal. I mean, that's been something that's pretty powerful, and there's no surgery, there's no downtime.
QC Kinetics natural treatments help the body heal and restore itself. No more rusty lawn chairs.
It's no surprise to see people being willing to try this first, especially when it has such great results.
Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus and call today for your complimentary consultation. Find out if you're a good candidate for treatment. 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. Again, 380-208-4544.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
You go into your shower feeling, but as soon as you reach for the Irish Spring, your day immediately gets better. That crisp, fresh, unmistakable Irish Spring scent zings your brain and awakens your senses. So when you finally emerge from the shower, 37 minutes later, because you pay the water bill so you can stay in there as long as you want, you're ready to take on the day. And smell great doing it. Irish Spring Body Wash and Bar Soap. Fresh, green, Irish. Shop now at Walmart.
One of the most important Buckeye football seasons ever is coming. The Fan is your home for all the news and interviews you need as fall camp approaches. Join us. We're a friendly bunch of degenerates. Your Buckeye station, The Fan.
When I'm not voicing Wendy's ads, I'm gaming. I stay up and fueled because Wendy's delivers late.
Are you recording a Wendy's ad? Come on!
Got 'em. Whatever you're up for, we're down. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's Delivery Late Night. Open till midnight or later.
Hours and delivery availability may vary.
Do you know someone struggling to figure out their mental health benefits? The Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office is here to help. Find us at insurance.ohio.gov/GETMHIA or call us at 855-438-6442. Don't wait. The Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office can help you figure out what mental health insurance benefits may be in their plan. Call us today at 855-438-6442.
The Sign and Drive Green Tag event continues, offering 0% for 84 months with no money down on a John Deere compact utility tractor with loader. Limited time offer. Visit your local Ag Pro today or go online to agproco.com for more information.
At Progressive, we know money can't buy you happiness, but money did help you buy an RV, which means an excuse from working Saturday with your insufferable coworker, Dave. So money is helping you listen to birds chirp instead of Dave chirping about how his toddler is fluent in 3 languages. And it's also why you'll be smelling pine trees in the air, not Dave's tuna melt reheating in a microwave. So save money by bundling your RV or boat insurance with home or auto from Progressive and buy more happiness, or something close to it. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
This show's sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. We blinked and 2024 is already halfway over. Pretty incredible. What's something that you've done this year you're proud of? Keep up the good work with a moment every week to hit pause, set intentions, and reset in therapy. BetterHelp offers affordable online therapy on a flexible schedule. Take a moment with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/Carlin today to get 10% off your first month.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Anthony's tennis shorts were so tight, they had to pixelate his crotch. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
All right. No pixelation needed here. Mike Tannenbaum is with us. He's the NFL writer, editor, founder of the Two Deep Zone. Been around this game a long time. He's spending a few minutes with us here on the Bryan Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Mike, welcome back.
Great to be back. Unlike some people, I am working this week.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Let me ask you about. We could go there if you want. I think everyone has a similar opinion on this. And I said this yesterday. I'm not going to be talking about this in August. I'm not going to be, because I can't quantify I can't decide if Rodgers isn't at minicamp. I can't tell you that, okay, that equals 1 less win, 2 less wins, less chemistry. Maybe his teammates will look and not like him anymore. Like, this is not the playground. Like, it's Aaron Rodgers. He did what he did. He's the key to their success. I guess I don't understand it completely because Aaron isn't saying what it is. So if it is just a, quote, vacation, or I didn't want to be there, that is a bad look. But you can't tell me that I'm going to know or you're going to know whether this is going to affect them or not.
Oh, no, we have no idea what effect it's going to be. It feels like it's just more pebbles, more reasons to have doubt about the chemistry of this team, about Rodgers' actual health with his foot, about his enthusiasm for playing for this team. But it itself is definitely not that big a deal. And remember, he was throwing and he was participating in OTAs before this. The bottom line with Aaron Rodgers is sometimes he does something to show people he can do it, that you're not in charge, he's in charge. And I think showing up for non-mandatory, but then skipping mandatory minicamp, that's a sign of Aaron Rodgers saying, hey, just to remember, I'm the one calling the shots here.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, so let me ask you this. The Browns went 11-6 last year, and then they got thrashed by Stroud and company in the playoffs at Houston, which I didn't see. I didn't see their defense failing them the way it did and giving up that many points. However, there were maybe Flacco had 2 pick sixes. I can't remember. But anyway, right. So I'm not going to put that on the defense. But what does Deshaun Watson have to be this year in your mind for them to get back to the playoffs and then make a little bit of a dent, win a game in the playoffs? Like, how good does he have to be with this team, do you think?
He has to be Deshaun Watson. He has to be the guy from, I guess it was 2018, 2019, that they traded for. The guy who was dynamic, could throw the ball all over the field, could make plays with his legs, was a really good decision maker on the field. They need that guy. If he comes back and he's still the shadow of Watson, this is the guy we saw in the middle of last season for a couple of games when you're watching it and saying, well, maybe this is okay. Maybe he's coming around. Maybe he's getting a little better. If that persists, you're stuck having another season like the one you had last year where you win 10 games maybe, or you go to the playoffs, or you're in the battle for the wild card mix. You mentioned that playoff game. A team cannot expect its defense to be perfect for an entire season. A defense can only get so many turnovers, pitch so many shutouts. The offense has to provide consistency. Offense has to provide, points against better teams. Watson has to be the guy that we knew we saw a few years ago for the Browns to do that.
Mike, Anthony and I were debating earlier about how many elite quarterbacks there are right now in the NFL, and we pretty much drew the line after 4. There's many others that are receiving votes. We have Mahomes, Burrow, Lamar, Josh Allen as elite. Would you put anybody else in the elite category, like Jalen Hurts or anybody else?
Hurts would be on the fringe of elite. Dak Prescott would be on the fringe of elite. He's elite until about January 1st every year. Did you mention Burrow? I think Burrow, when he's healthy, which who knows, but he would belong in there. He would be on the fringe of elite, and let's say that temporarily getting a pass to visit elite is C.J. Stroud, and getting a pass to visit elite might be Jordan Love. It's tricky. I don't love the term elite because you can say that, and then you can look at Brock Purdy and say, oh, okay, well this guy can be winning in the fourth quarter and overtime of the Super Bowl, so you can do other things. Those are the guys you mentioned. You say you put them in the roster, and you say, okay, the receivers are hurt, the line's banged up, the defense isn't good. Who can get you the win under those circumstances consistently? I think the guys that you mentioned are pretty much it.
Mike Tannenbaum with us talking NFL, and I've really enjoyed your series that you've done on the Two Deep Zone, on the all-time or the top 5 quarterbacks. You've gone through a number of teams. Give me a little bit of a taste of how you define greatness, and I'll tell you about the top 5. And I'll tell you the one that jumped out to me was the one, and I think you had Ben Roethlisberger over Terry Bradshaw, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Give me the reasoning.
Well, on that one, I really went back year by year through Bradshaw's career. And I'm not talking about going through stat sheets or going through Pro Football Reference. I went through the Sports Illustrated vaults and the Washington Post vaults and local vaults and saw what was thought of Bradshaw during those early Super Bowl years. And Bradshaw during those early Super Bowl years was almost like a Jimmy Garoppolo kind of guy. I know that sounds sacrilege to say, but, the defense was phenomenal. People realize that, the steel curtain defense and everything else. And Bradshaw was always in danger of losing his job. He was requesting trades. The backups were coming in and going, 5-1, 6-0 in relief of Terry Bradshaw. And then later in his career, he does have a couple of real MVP-type seasons, but half of it was not that great. And then you compare it to like a Roethlisberger, and you say, year in, year out, why, he does win Super Bowls, first of all, and secondly, why are the Steelers even in the conversation in some of these years? 2019, and teams, they're going 11-5 in these later seasons. It's because of Roethlisberger. It's because of Roethlisberger's longevity. So I felt pretty confident in that one, saying that, of course, the sweep of history, Big Ben was the better guy.
Mike, I want to ask you about T. Higgins. He obviously hasn't signed his franchise tag yet. How do you think this will eventually turn out?
Now, he's there, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, no, he's not under contract.
Jamar Chase is there, but I believe T is not, and he has not signed his franchise tender yet. But he will be paid $20.1 million. So I tend to think he's going to end up signing it. He's going to hold out as long as he can, sign it, and play. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that's the most likely thing right now. I don't think the trade suitors are out there. Being in that situation, it makes them a little harder to trade. Brandon Ayuk is also out there. I don't know what team is looking around saying right now, in June, we need another receiver. They would have taken care of that. So, I think he comes in. I was confused because I know Jamar Chase is there. It's the best scenario right now for the Bengals to have those two guys out there. I think that the Bengals are a team that can be a Super Bowl contender with everybody healthy, and they need to kind of take that step right now and say, hey, maybe this is an expensive year. Maybe we have to break up the band next year. Don't borrow that trouble and break up this unit 1 year too early.
Let me take you back to Pittsburgh for one quick second. Is it counterintuitive to think that the Steelers kind of want this to work out to some degree with Russell Wilson and maybe not? Because if they're going to let him take the reins to start the year and they're winning or they're doing well or they're losing, it's not his fault. Like, when did they pull the trigger on seeing what Justin Fields has? And then do they give him enough games to really make a judgment call on whether he's their future? We know one guy is at the end of his career. One guy is still at the beginning. How should they want this to play out?
It's really weird. It's very difficult because when you play through the scenarios, you come to where you are. Like, what happens if Wilson is playing pretty good and the team is winning and he's only on a 1-year contract? Does he play ball with them for a contract extension at that point? And if he's not playing ball with them, you say, well, what are we even doing here? And Fields is under a 1-year contract too. I think the early part of the evaluation is happening right now for the Pittsburgh Steelers, where Russell Wilson, from everything I hear, comes in. There's none of the stuff about the house with 25 bathrooms and, his own office and things like that. Comes in and is one of the guys and maybe is a little humbled from the last couple of years. That's the first part of the evaluation. If they don't think Wilson comes in listening to his coaches and ready to adapt to the way the Steelers do things, they'll pull that plug earlier than later.
Yeah, really good stuff, man. I've enjoyed it. I'll urge people to go to 2 Deep Zone and check it out. I know you've done the top 5 and with all these teams, and I really enjoyed it. Great explanations in all of them. So nice work, Mike. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Yep. Take care and enjoy the summer.
You got it, man. It's going to heat up. Mike Tanier with us from the 2 Deep Zone on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. All right, spend a ton of time in your bathroom. You know that. And I know what you're ignoring. You're like, it's just a bathroom. Nobody goes in there but me. But outdated. The shower's got mold, mildew. You got some broken tiles in there. Go to the Bath Authority. You have to get in contact with my friends there. They're going to provide you the highest quality bathroom remodeling products. They've got world-class customer service and experience. So bring it up to date. They've got the modern, durable tubs and showers. They're designed with that exclusive high-tech polymer liner. What that means, low maintenance, resistant to mold and mildew, easy to clean. It's going to last for decades. Comes with a lifetime warranty. And all Bath Authority products, 100% made in the US of A. They can install it in as little as 1 day. They'll have certified factory technicians doing it. And right now is the time to do it. You'll get $1,500 off. You'll get free installation on your new shower or bath. They'll give you 36 months of interest-free financing on top of that. It's thebathauthority.com. A better bath awaits. All right, we got a couple of Buckeyes at the U.S. Open and one guy making some serious noise. We'll tell you next in the Bulletin. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
We've been your Jackets flagship station since day one. All the goals, all the action, all the memories. Your home for the Columbus Blue Jackets, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hot under the collar? Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix that fast. 1-800-COOLING.
1-877 Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. I need you to listen up real quick. One of the largest manufacturers in the United States for CPAP machines recently announced they're suspending sales of all their breathing machines over problems with the devices. Millions of Philips Respironic ventilators and CPAP machines are being recalled now that they've reached a plea agreement with the FDA. That all doesn't sound good. And maybe you're thinking, yeah, that's why I'm not going to deal with my sleep apnea because I don't want to have a bulky CPAP. Well, this is where you need to call my guy, Dr. Mark Levy. Dr. Mark Levy has dedicated his practice to helping people who suffer from sleep apnea, and he can create a custom mouthpiece for you that stops your snoring and effectively treats your sleep apnea with no CPAP machine. Yeah, he's in network with most major medical insurers and is a Medicare provider too. This is Dr. Mark Levy's passion. He's been doing this a long time. He wants to help you with your sleep apnea and also make it so your partner doesn't want to murder you dead because you snore so much. So do what I did. Call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or book an appointment online at sleepbettercolumbus.com.
Are you confident letting just anyone on the roof of your home? I'm Craig Schottenstein, owner of Schottenstein Roofing. Our team is dedicated to delivering outstanding value on every roof we repair or replace. Schottenstein Roofing. Go to schottensteinroofing.com.
The Buckeye Show.
I can remember when my dad would have me put all of my pads on, like in Pee Wee football, and just ask me to hit him, like out in the yard.
The Buckeye Show.
Sponsored by CareSource.
Weeknights at 6 on The Fan.
Hey guys, Andy Katzenmoyer for Game Day Men's Health. Struggling with low energy, lack of focus, and trouble in the bedroom? You might have low testosterone. Game Day is here to help. They specialize in low T and other treatments just for men, like vitamin therapy, sexual wellness, and weight loss. Best of all, it's quick. Get started in as little as one visit. Go to GameDayMen'sHealth.com/thefan to book your free low T test today. That's GameDayMen'sHealth.com/thefan.
Gilbert worked in retail and restaurant management for 14 years. It was time for a change.
I recognized where I was at was vulnerable to the whims of the economy.
Then he heard about My Computer Career. Gilbert went for it.
In as little as 7 months, I got all of my certifications at a fraction of the cost for college.
He became an IT pro in just months with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
I can work from anywhere. I have more time for my family as well.
It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
All right, people, let's get this meeting started.
Where are the chairs?
Gone. Research shows standing meetings are quicker.
What research is that?
Topic 1. CDW helped us deploy Mac Supercharged by Apple Silicon for the way we work now. So how's their speed?
Fast.
Battery life?
Long.
Cyber threat protection?
Strong.
Ownership costs?
Low.
Great. This meeting
adjourned. Wow, that was fast.
Yep, that's the research.
With Mac configured by CDW, a solution that works for everyone isn't just possible, it's powerful. Find out more at cdw.com/getmac.
Summer is finally here in Ohio, and the best part about summer is the fresh fruits and vegetables. And the best place to find them, well, it's one of my favorite places to eat. That is Bob Evans, because they're going to make sure they have the farm freshest ingredients right to your plate. They have 3 new salads: the steakhouse salad, the grilled chicken chopped salad, and my favorite, the summer berry salad. Grilled chicken, strawberries, blueberries, pecans, feta cheese, everything you like, it's all there, and it's all fresh and delicious. So go check them out and learn more at bobevans.com.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Rothman and Ice present Buckeye Bulletin.
Sponsored by Logan AC and Heat Services. Don't go through another air conditioner breakdown. For fast, friendly service, call the experts at Logan Services now for a free estimate and next day air installation.
All right, Buckeye Bulletin time. A little update at the U.S. Open for you. So you guys remember Neil Shipley, the former Buckeye who had that dream pairing with Tiger Woods at the Masters. And then all he did at Augusta was be the only amateur to make the cut. And so he wins the Silver Cup. He goes into Butler Cabin. Nance is asking him stuff. His eyes are going back and forth like a Furby. Like, he doesn't know. Like, it's unbelievable. And so he got off to a pretty good start today at the U.S. Open. And I will give you where he is now. He shot even par 70.
Nice.
So he's currently tied for 24th. So 4 bogeys, 2... No, I'm sorry. Let me take that back. 4 birdies, 2 bogeys, and a double. He doubled the par 3 15th. But he shot 70. So he's a kid from Pittsburgh. He's an amateur still. The other one, and by the way, I think Shipley's turning pro right after this, from what I heard, that he'll turn pro and he'll go out and start playing tournaments. Max Moldovan, who goes off at 231 today, he's from Uniontown. And all he did or has done at Ohio State is finish his career as one of the most decorated guys ever. When you think about the guys that have played golf at Ohio State, this kid rewrote the record books as a Buckeye, whether it's his single season scoring, all the rounds he had in the 60s, all these rounds he had that par or better, probably better than any player in school history. And you know the history. So we wish Max well, and Ship's off to a great start. So the Buckeyes are representing right now at the U.S. Open.
And as you know, shooting par, not easy at this course. So good for young Mr. Shipley. Sounds like he's got a very, very bright future in this sport. And it's cool having 2 Buckeyes. Just having 1 Buckeye would be cool. Having 2 Buckeyes in this tournament's really cool.
Yeah, so we'll be rooting for them. And it looks like, as you said, Shipley's off to a great start. And par is going to be a very good score, hopefully, eventually at this tournament. So he's got to be thrilled with being tied with Morikawa and have beaten Tiger Woods. So he'll have that at least in the first round. Pretty awesome.
Such a cool story.
All right, so this kind of made the rounds last night on Twitter that the campus location of Tommy's Pizza is going bye-bye. And they announced the one on Lane Avenue, which I've been to a couple times. Outstanding. And we know where it's located, so it's got like primo location right there. But I really don't, I guess it didn't make, as they said, financial sense. They're going to rent out the space to another restaurant. So this is strict business. I don't think anything, I don't know if no one's really forcing them to close their doors, but.
Just have to go a little further west on Lane Avenue.
UA and
just
Dublin.
Exactly. Just when it, there's another one in Dublin too. But yeah, just up the road. Right when you get into UA, it says welcome to Upper Arlington. Boom, there's the original Tommy's. We used to always go in there, the original one in Upper Arlington. We always go in there and have that little room to the right. We used to call it the Sopranos room. It was almost like a little, because it was so old school, you'd picture that was a room where gangsters would be doing gangster type things, having those type of discussions. But Tommy's Pizza, man, is right up there with the best in Columbus, and I don't say that lightly. I love Columbus style pizza, thin crust. I don't know if Tommy's really is the same thing because it doesn't have like the cornmeal, but the thin cracker crust, great stuff.
Yeah, square cut.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, good stuff. So when Iacano opened that, I was like, okay, because he had Iacanos up there for a while, right? He also opened Iacanos, I imagine, right? And
same family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. It's not the only location in town, so there are 2 other ones. But yeah, when you have an iconic place where generations of students have gone, it always feels weird. It'd be like, and I've talked about this at IU, and my brother and I talked about this. It'd be like there's a big pizza place in Indiana called Mother Bear's. It'd be like if Mother Bear's closed. Like it's that kind of thing. So each campus has that kind of place, and it's kind of sad that this one's going. But if they're going to be renting it out, it makes sense for them financially.
It's not like the Varsity Club though. When you think of like the most famous of those near campus, you have to go with Varsity Club, wouldn't you? If that closed down, that'd be like, oh my god. And there's not like there's a Varsity Club like another mile down the road, another Varsity Club like there was with Tommy's. Varsity Club closing to me would be massive. Just from like you think of Ohio State, you think people are going to ask what's that bar that's really you know what they're talking about? Varsity Club has the pizza. Varsity Club. That's the one I would think that would be that would be the hardest to take as far as Ohio State tradition. I'm still upset we don't have Heinegate anymore.
That's right.
It was such a good tradition.
We have our own tradition here at the Fan. With our tailgate down there.
Okay, there
Matty
you go.
Ice, Tyvis.
Okay.
They run the show
Your
down there.
own version of Heinegate?
Absolutely.
With the Iceman and Tyvis? Okay.
We have Steel Chambers landing in New England. He was waived by the Lions. So the former Buckeye linebacker has been picked up by the Patriots.
Man, the Lions didn't even let him go to camp to fight for a practice squad.
I don't know.
They cut him already. I know the Lions have a good roster, so I'm sure that plays into it. But hey, he's going to be a guy that at least makes a practice squad, and I bet he will carve out a role eventually on special teams. I don't know if he's ever going to be like a NFL linebacker, other than a guy that'd be like a depth piece. But I think Steele could be a guy who can help you on special teams. But he'll probably have to earn his keep on a practice squad for a year or two, would be my guess.
So what you're saying is what a lot of these guys hope, that I have a nose for the game and I can be a football player. If my physical traits are not as elite as others, I make up for it because I have football smarts and I am a football player. And that's kind of who he is. I mean, remember, he was a running back turned linebacker. So he's got kind of a natural feel for being able to adjust. So,
and if you stay there, if you're on the practice squad, I mean, it's a game of attrition. If you're midway through the year and you're staying healthy on the practice squad and the coaches like you and guys are dropping like flies around you, you could be elevated just like that. And I like what the NFL did a few years ago, Anthony, where they really relaxed the restrictions on practice squad. They let more players on the practice squad. There wasn't this rule you had to be in the league 3 years or less to be on the practice squad. You can be a veteran on the practice squad. So it gives more guys opportunities, and I like that. And these guys are all getting right around $90,000 if you're on the practice squad. Right around $90,000, I believe, is your salary, plus you get all the benefits as far as all your insurance and everything taken care of, medical insurance and all that. So, they've done a good job, the NFL has, with taking care of the guys who are just on the practice squad. Those guys are making, a decent living.
Well, that was the big complaint that I always had about getting rid of preseason. Nobody cares about preseason. The starters aren't playing. But those guys that are trying to make that last audition to their coaching staff, that are competing with the other guys that are playing in preseason before they get cut, those games were important to them. And so I understand it's all about money and add a game that matters. And from a fan standpoint, I completely understand it. But the one thing that people always forgot was that those games do matter to the people that are trying to do it for a living. All right, that is today's Buckeye Bulletin. All right, when we come back, we'll get into a deep dive. We've got Gold Jacket Thursday heading your way in the next hour with James Lofton, the famous former receiver. That's coming next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
If you miss a live show, you can catch the podcast. If you miss the podcast, our hosts have volunteered to have dinner with you.
The meatloaf!
The Fan.
It's child's play to donate your car, truck, RV, or boat to Ronald McDonald House Charities of Central Ohio. They'll pick it up free of charge, steer you through the paperwork, and a hefty tax deduction rolls your way as you help provide a home away from home for families of seriously ill hospitalized children. For more information about donating your vehicle to Ronald McDonald House Charities, visit rmhc-centralohio.org or call 614-CARS-HELP. That's 614-CARS-HELP.
Are you not able to enjoy the summer as much as you want because of joint pain? This is the time of year for being outdoors. It's the best, but not if your knees, shoulders, hips, or back are hurting. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Don't suffer any longer. Non-surgical joint pain relief is here at QC Kinetics. Call them today. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. I'm talking about lasting pain relief with no surgery, no drugs, and best of all, no downtime. QC Kinetics advanced treatments harness your own body's biologics and help restore and repair damaged joint tissue so you can walk, run, hike, play golf, move, swim, all pain-free. QC Kinetics is under the leadership of former orthopedic surgeon Dr. Mitchell Sheencup, a true pioneer in regenerative medicine. They have locations in Columbus, in both Gahanna and Dublin. Their advanced protocols have enabled tens of thousands of patients to reclaim their mobility. So go check them out at QCKinetics/Columbus or give them a call, 380-208-4544.
This is the story of the one. As head of maintenance at a concert hall, he knows the show must always go on. That's why he works behind the scenes, ensuring every light is working, the HVAC is humming, and his facility shines. With Granger's supplies and solutions for every challenge he faces, plus 24/7 customer support, his venue never misses a beat. Call quickgranger.com or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cashback you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. Basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Bobby Carpenter here for Ohio Mulch. This Father's Day, show Dad some love with Ohio Mulch. Enjoy 35% off bulk mulch, perfect for adding that finishing touch to Dad's landscaping masterpiece. That's not all. Get 3 bags of nutrient-rich Green Envy soil for just $10 now through Sunday. Stop into any of Ohio Mulch's 25 convenient locations to see what all the excitement is about. Make this Father's Day one to remember with Ohio Mulch. Visit them online at ohiomulch.com for more details. That's ohiomulch.com.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Matt Andrews down at Pinehurst of the U.S. Open, the number 2 course. Patrick Cantlay in the clubhouse, 5 under par, first round 65. He's the leader. Matthew Pavone, Tony Finau, and Ludwig Oberg just behind Cantlay. Among those, a couple of shots back right now. Sergio Garcia, S.H. Kim, and Corey Connors. Tiger Woods, 4 over 74 today, tied for 58th after his first round. Baseball, the Guardians and the Reds are both off today. They'll resume series tomorrow. Clippers play tonight at home against Iowa at 7:05. And the Stanley Cup Final Game 3 tonight in Edmonton. Florida leads the series 2-0. Breaking sports news when it happens here on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and Ice feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Maxima Concrete. Visit MaximaConcrete.com today to schedule your free estimate.
All right, final hour of the program, and I'll give you a quick update. Tiger Woods, y'all, plus 474. He was saving par very early in his round. He started on the back. He was doing great. He was -1, and everyone was thinking big thoughts. And then all of a sudden, Pinehurst kind of bit back. But listen, I bet him to make the cut at plus 225. So the favorite was that he would miss the cut. He's tied for 89th. It's not great. Maybe he's got one round in him to try to get back in it. Cantlay's at -5. Tony Finau's -2. A couple of the Live boys were kind of hanging in there, Sergio and Koepka, but and Schauffele's out there -1 through 3. So we'll keep you up to date on that. We mentioned earlier in the program, first of all, Dave Biddle in for the Iceman today, and look who just sauntered into the studio. The man back from the statue being erected there for Tom Brady in New England, and when statues get erected, this man shows up. Good to see you, my friend.
Well,
it's Robert Carpenter.
Well, thank you. That's why I came in here. It's time for a deeper dive, and I know that you guys can only go so deep. So when you need a 12-foot erection of yourself, I mean, that's what you're going to get. And Tom Brady's going to get that now. Well,
that's right.
Hello. Get that outside of Gillette, as he should. I mean,
you were there though, and Jay-Z did the entrance. I saw
Jay-Z did the entrance. Kenny Chesney played at some point. Bill Burr did the opening and then a set in the middle.
Yes.
And Mike Tirico was the MC.
By the way, did you hear when Bill Burr was on our show that day?
Oh, yeah.
I think we still have the clip. CB, see if you can find that clip of Bill Burr somewhere. You might be able to find it. Take a look.
Sherry's Beeries.
Who paid for all this? Mr. Kraft?
Yeah. And so here's the deal, because I asked. It was packed. There was 75,000 people there, on top of the Garden being full for a watch party for Game 3. Like Boston fans, I mean, you went to 2 non-sporting sporting events in excess of 100,000 people on a Wednesday night. And someone's like, well, why now? Why not during a game? I'm like, well, it's 6-12 for the 6 titles that number 12 brought them. And so they'll do something during the season.
I like it.
Yeah, that's when they're going to do the reveal of the erection and everything else. 12 feet tall. But I mean, how many people need a statue taller than themselves? Maybe Tom, I guess. He's the one. But they gave, I guess if you were a season ticket holder, you got free tickets. And I think maybe even a little more. Then I guess on top of that, they're like a tiered pricing. But I guess to get it up top, it was like $10 to $15, which I'm like, you got to pay for this somehow. Yeah. All the open bar for the former players underneath. I mean, those guys were camped out there. I mean, we had a sushi bar in there that was 50 feet long with about 8 chefs just spinning rolls. My man Cullen's over there just eating them off the thing.
That's awesome.
And then he got this one little deal that was in a spoon. He goes, the lady said this was the best. And I'm like, go ahead and try it, big dog.
Let's try it, man. Slather on a little of that wasabi on there. See how that tastes.
I bet it costs $20 million.
Jeez.
Come on.
Speaking of $20 million, you and Scotty have a bet that Bobby and I need to hear about. Okay. This happened live on the air at the memorial.
Yeah, it's
and
not
the bet was I was driving home and I thought it was good radio.
Way to get out of your silo.
So Scotty, so the bet was Scotty loves doing bets live on the air and puts you on the spot. The bet was whoever lost the bet had to be the caddy. So you and Scotty would go play golf, and if you lost the bet, you'd be his caddy or vice versa. So remind everybody, what was the bet and who won? Who's going to be whose caddy?
We took Scheffler and we took him off the board and Morikawa. We said, all right, who's going to finish third at Memorial? And so he said the bet was that whoever loses has to caddy for the other guy, carry his bag for 18 holes or whatever we're going to do. So I took that Ludwig Åberg, the young Swede, just roaming the countryside, and he took Sepp Straka. Now, the key was that he took a guy that had a 2-shot lead already. It wasn't.
You getting any juice on that?
No. It was just whoever finished higher than the other guy in the leaderboard.
I mean, one guy is starting in the lead, so like that.
Well, that's why he did it, and I failed. That was my bad. So
I'm saying you didn't at least say, hey.
And you got the first pick.
You got the first pick, and come on.
I was trying to have a little fun with it. I didn't think it was that big of a deal.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell him to have a little fun with you. And this is.
Hang on. He didn't. You got to get to the bet part.
Okay.
So about an hour and a half into this thing, Sepp Straka has like a 5-shot lead now. And then the convenient tweet comes out. Hey, look at this bet I got with Anthony. Like, not at the beginning. It was after he knew it was over. Well, then the back nine happened, and young Giuseppe started to poop down his leg. And so all of a sudden, I'm not only tied, I have a lead going into 18.
Perfect.
So Åberg is at 2 under, and I think Sepp's now at 1 under. What does Sepp Straka do on 18? It's as hard to believe. The odds were astronomical. He chips in out of the rough from behind the green at Muirfield and ties Åberg.
So you say behind, he's up by the house, up by the clubhouse?
Like maybe towards the clock tower a little bit, like that side. Right. You know where that pin was on Sunday. So he chips in, so we tie. They both finish 2 under, I think, at Jack's place. So there's no winner unless the tiebreaker is whoever had the better round on Sunday, which we did not establish. But Åberg did have the better
your
round.
Guy was 2 shots back.
And that.
Yeah, I mean.
So I don't know.
What did he say?
He didn't say anything. He went off to Ireland.
Oh, I thought you were claiming
he's not here.
You teased it.
I'm going to give you a little something.
I teased that there's no winner.
There you go.
He could have put you into with your back situation and a full 18 carrying that thing. I'd be worried that you may never play again. So this is what. So AJ plays out in Tahoe every year at the American Century.
Amazing, yeah.
So his brother's his caddy, and Ryan's like
good. I mean, they're both good.
Yeah, but Ryan's, he's like, I'm like a Sherpa out there, a pack animal. He's like, nobody else loads their bag down with more Gatorades than AJ. He's like, this thing weighs like 70 pounds. He's like, the other bags are light. He's like, AJ carries a cart bag and fills it with Gatorades. He's like, I'm over here like by 4 and 5 just grinding. And he goes, I'm a young guy in good shape. He's like, some other guys have their dads and people like that. They're trying to do him a favor. He goes, I have to check through this thing to make sure AJ didn't hide a 10-pound plate in the bottom. Yeah, so maybe you should do that for Scotty. Give him that.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna. I think he's gonna say we tied and the bet's a wash.
It's null and void.
I don't think
there should have been the stipulation. Tiebreaker. There should have been. You guys needed to establish that. Yeah.
And you're right. I'd put about 2 dozen balls in there.
I should have texted you guys. Hey, there's got to be a tiebreaker. What if these guys tie?
Play like next week when it's going to be like 98.
Oh, real hot for the big fella.
Yeah.
Play somewhere. We got to wear pants. We want to keep this professional.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Scotty just puts on a caddy bib.
Watch him, watch him sweat it out.
With nothing underneath. Just caddy bib.
You know what would be even
it.
better? It's not even him, just you guys playing and him. Maybe he does a double loop. He carries both bags. Is that what you're thinking?
Oh, I don't know. If he wants to play, certainly he can.
So that's what I'm saying. He would just be on your bag, if you will, and not even playing?
That's what the bet was.
You'd be Chevy Chase and he'd be Danny.
Yeah, just be the ball. Just the guy carrying the bag, and then that's it.
Yeah, there you go.
Show up, keep up, shut up.
Do you do drugs, Danny? Good.
Hey, I'm going to need you to go back to the halfway house and
hike it back.
Get Big Dog a drink, okay?
By the way,
Here's
at Lake Tahoe, there's so much. There's probably Gatorade at every hole. There's no reason for him to put him in his bag.
That's what Ryan said.
Yeah.
He has them in from the week before. Like there's just
could be transfusions.
AJ keeps a lot of random stuff in there. He's like he has about 17 different clubs, maybe 18. Like he's got his
only
normal
supposed
putter.
to have 14.
Well, he's got his normal putter. He's got his Peter putter. I mean, he's got right-handed gloves, left-handed gloves. He's got a glove that has two brown fingers and one. Actually, two pink fingers and one brown finger. You can use your imagination as to what that would be. So there's a lot of different things. Well, I got him. I got that for him. I got
a great
that for
gift.
him. It was.
That's awesome.
It's actually pretty funny.
I mean,
I thought you were going like it's some sort of Chubb's hand or something, but I know what you're talking about. Okay.
I got that. What do you get a guy like him for his 40th
That's
birthday?
true. For a man that has everything.
Yeah, you get him that to go along with his phallic-shaped putter, and then you get him a nice decanter that may be phallic-shaped as well. So you can fill that bad boy up with a couple of glasses that may look like the gentleman below. Like, so that's...
You can take the man out of Ohio State. You can't take the Ohio State out of the man.
There were a lot of Buckeyes there last night. Steel Chambers just got picked up.
We just mentioned that.
It was like, this is crazy. I'm like, dude, Kraft does it. Like, for Tom, no holds bar. Like, anything and everything.
I can't believe...
There were people there drinking at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock on a Wednesday, like it's a Monday night football game.
Hey, the hero came home.
I mean, it was unbelievable.
It was about us.
So, Abner, I stayed let's give you perspective on traffic. I head over there at 2:30. I am staying 2 miles away from the stadium. It took me 40 minutes.
Oh, geez.
Almost knowing you the way I know you, I'm shocked you didn't say, I'm walking. I'm just going to hike it.
I had my son with me.
Oh, that's right. Put him on your shoulders.
Plus, the other thing is, like, this is off of, like walking on 315.
That's right.
Like, it's not like we're walking down some resident. I'm worried up there. In Boston, you might get picked off, and they'll just keep on going.
All right. So so Bill Burr was there. So Bill Burr was here in town. We had him on the show. And when I told Matty, don't ask him something. He's going to flip it back on you. He's like, let me just try. And so I'm like, trust me. Don't try. You say something. You say, hey, this is good. This is going to happen. I'm like, is it good? Really? Like, just flips it immediately. And so listen to this because I know you missed it.
Bill, you're a Massachusetts guy. I'm going to assume you're a New England Patriots fan. I want to hit you up about the direction now of the franchise. Drake May, are you a believer?
This is good.
You know what? I want to hit you up on why you care about the direction we're going in. You know what I've learned since Tom Brady and Belichick are gone? How bad we were kicking everybody's ass in the league. The amount of people checking in. No one was checking in when we were winning Super Bowls. Everyone was just being a bunch of babies weighing footballs, which I still cannot believe. Even after it got thrown out of court. People still bringing it up. The Indianapolis Colts are the biggest cheating franchise there is out there. There's literally footage of them playing crowd noise while the Patriots had the ball in their arena, and the crowd noise is skipping, and they had to shut it off, and they get nothing.
That's it. Okay.
I'll send you.
There was so much more, though.
I listened.
Yeah.
No, when he was on, I listened. The sound was in there. I'll have to send it. And they had Peyton on there, and Bill's like, I got to take a shot at Jim because you're too nice of a guy, Peyton. So he said something about Jim Irsay. And they brought up the guys sitting at the table. I think Tom brought it up, or maybe it was Bill. The deflators, if you will.
That's right.
Those guys were sitting there at Roberts at the head table.
Come on.
I'm dead serious.
He's the two henchmen that he's sent into the bathroom.
They're all decked out in
the bowels of the stadium.
They're Tommy gear, and they're right there.
Come on.
They're in the tables right in the middle. I'm over like on the side with like the former guy. I mean, they're right there with the elites. And so I asked my son, Colin, I go, what was your favorite part? You know, he got a picture of Danny Amendola, got in a picture with Randy Moss. I wasn't going to stop him. I'm like, all right, Colin, get beside him. I'll take this quick. I'm like, what the sushi, you know, by the way, they gave out these shirts and bags and everything underneath every player. We came back with 13 of them. My man just loaded them down. Guys were leaving them, so he just kept loading them up. I go, these will make great gifts. Your buddies will love it. Got 2 pillows. If you saw in the back, there's some of those white couches with the red and blue pillows with the 12s
Anything that wasn't bolted down.
That's what my friend said. He was Mr. Krabs. He goes, on, Bob, take a lamp if you want. That's what one of my friends who works there said. And so you go, what was your favorite part? All those things. He's like, it was the guy that told the jokes. I'm like, Bill Burr? And he's like,
he was good. The
guy that tells the jokes.
I'm a joke maker.
That's how good he is.
Like, I was back when I was in Walpole, walking drunk down an active train track to a high school stadium, and then we got Tom. And it all was right in the way. I mean, it was so amazing.
It was, you know, when by the way, he had a great little funny bit when he came on with us about Ohio State when we were asking him about, you know, checking. I go, feel free to check in on us. And he's like, he went all in on how, like, we act like we're underdogs and Ohio against the world and all that crap. Right? It was good.
He was really good. I was driving around, getting out of my silo and listening to him.
That's right. Thank you,
You
bud.
had Bill Burr on. You had Frank Caliendo in studio.
Frank was,
that both were
I was
phenomenal.
listening. I honestly listened when you had Frank on, too, just randomly
Thanks,
that day.
My man.
That was really good.
Then we went and saw the actual concert. Was it later that night or the next day?
I might have to get.
So Katzenmoyer was at Frank Caliendo. So I was supposed to sit up front. I didn't want to be. I don't want to be part of any show.
Oh, you don't want to be the entertainment?
So
make me a bicycle
I
clown?
moved back a few tables, and look who saunters in was Katzenmoyer.
Oh, he's a very discreet person. You wouldn't even notice him sitting there.
Right.
But Caliendo must have been told that Andy was a former football player and all that, because Andy was
give it away. The fact that he wears like a 58 coat. The dude's a monster.
He is. No, he absolutely is. Like, you must be somebody, but who knows? He could have been, anybody that is in hard, honest manual labor. You
gotta love
know.
somebody, Rothman.
Yeah, exactly. So, anyway, it was fun. He started talking about New England, this and that, and Ohio State, and he said, "Oh wait, the OSU? Is that where you went? The OSU?" Like, yes, absolutely. That was good.
And he said something like, you look like you're a football player.
Yeah.
Like, what's your name? And he goes, Andy Katzenmoyer. And then everybody in the crowd just laughs their butt off because we're obviously in Columbus. He just says it unassumingly, Andy Katzenmoyer.
Because he had one of the all-time nicknames. Like,
the big cat.
He's going to say, I'm the big cat.
Don't
you know me?
And you remember Frank?
It's like the boss.
He might have been acting. We were debating this. Frank, after he goes, Andy Katzenmoyer, Frank turns around, does his Morgan Freeman. That's when Frank realized he shouldn't be making fun of the audience members.
Very good. All right, we got it. We're up against the clock here, sir. You know all about that.
Are you into clock integrity now?
Absolutely. I'm trying to be.
It's a new thing.
If you want to stick around, you can, because I would like to get your opinion on everyone's weighing in on the whole Aaron Rodgers effect. He's not there. He should be there and all that. There was one analyst on ESPN who mentioned that it just is the Aaron Rodgers effect. We'll tell you what that means next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Your morning just got beefier. Morning Juice with Beamer, Bobby, and Shark.
Weekdays from 6 to 9.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Diamonds Direct has done it again. This month only, get ready for an offer you can't resist. Buy a natural diamond engagement ring of 1 carat plus and receive a free natural 1 carat diamond tennis bracelet valued at $2,000. That's right, a stunning diamond tennis bracelet at no extra cost. Imagine giving her the ring of her dreams and her wedding gift all at once. So hurry into Diamonds Direct. Your chance to get a free tennis bracelet will not last long. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
Hey, it's Anthony here for the Good Feet store. You know, we do a segment on the show every week called Pressure, but that's about sports. What about the pressure your feet endure every day? I know mine did. When I went to the Good Feet store, I learned I was out of line. I joked, I already know that. They said, no, physically, my feet weren't being supported the right way. So when I went to the store on Polaris Parkway, they also have one on Stringtown Road, I took all the time I needed to walk around the store to see what felt and fit the best in my shoes. Once I had them in, my personal arch supports from the Good Feet store, my lower back pain went away. What a feeling. You need to get your free personalized fitting by one of their arch support specialists. For arch supports to be effective, they require a precision fit. That's why Good Feet arch supports are only available at the Good Feet store. You like them? You can wear them home. You have nothing to lose but the pain. So go to goodfeet.com today or go in and try the Good Feet feeling. Comfort, energy, performance, and pain relief, all from the Good Feet store.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu.
Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
The Oilers and Panthers battle for Lord Stanley's jug.
Cup. It's a cup.
Sorry, I was thinking of the little brown cup.
No, that's a jug, not a cup.
Catch all the action on The Fan or ESPN Columbus on the Fan app.
Good job.
GLP-1, the term is everywhere because medications can now help to balance it by making you eat less. I suggest the opposite. Eating right to lose weight with GLP-1 Balance by Awaken 180. Faster results, safer results. Awaken180weightloss.com.
A healthy body needs good food. This summer, the Ohio Department of Education and Workforce is sponsoring Sun Meals, a summer food program where kids eat free. Children under 18 receive healthy meals and no sign-up is required. Locations may be right in your neighborhood. Call 1-866-348-6479 or visit education.ohio.gov/kidseat for meal locations and times. That's education.ohio.gov/kidseat.
Legend has it, underneath the NJM insurance offices lies a room of rejected mascot memorabilia. Is it real? No one knows. But we do know NJM is proud to put policyholders first. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM.
Every year, Adult Protective Services receives thousands of reports of elder abuse, exploitation, and neglect in Ohio. When a report is received, Adult Protective Services can check in and provide help if needed. If someone you know is showing signs of elder maltreatment, don't hesitate to call 855-OHIO-APS. Let's work together to help every Ohioan age safely.
Do you know someone struggling to figure out their mental health benefits? The Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office is here to help. Find us at insurance.ohio.gov/GETMHIA or call us at 855-438-6442. Don't wait. The Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office can help you figure out what mental health insurance benefits may be in their plan. Call us today at 855-438-6442.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Lots of sunshine today, going 90 for the high. A weak cold front will bring a 10 to 20% chance of rain tonight going into tomorrow. Otherwise, expect partly to mostly cloudy skies on Friday. It'll be slightly cooler with highs in the mid-80s. Going into Saturday, expect mostly cloudy skies, high 83. Sunday, we're looking at the low 90s under sunny skies. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your Doppler 10 forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Bet365 is the exclusive online sportsbook of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Rothman and Ice present Pre-Snap Reads.
Sponsored by the Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
All right, a little Bet365 time because at Bet365, it's never ordinary. And we don't do ordinary. And I'm wondering if I go live in now on Scheffler, who is +1, you can actually get him at better odds right now than you could before the tournament started because he's 1 over par and he's 6 back of the lead. Scheffler's now 4-1 to win it. It's not great. It's not awful. I actually kind of like Schauffele at 9-1, but is he really going to go back to back? He's 1 under through 3. So I do like some of these live odds right now for the Open on Bet365.
You know, it's interesting. This is 2 straight. He's got time to turn this round around. This would be 2 straight shaky rounds for Scotty, for his standards. Final round. We didn't think, one thing we were saying on Sunday, we were all like saying, one thing Scotty's not going to do is go backwards. He'll definitely at least add to his lead, right? If you would have told me that, like,
better, right?
Right. Like, he did go backwards and he still won. So, did not have a good Sunday at the Memorial. I mean, it finished well. I shouldn't say he didn't have a good Sunday. You know what I mean, though. He didn't play well for his standards. Dropped a shot and is not playing well so far today. So, I'm going to stay away from that plus 400. I think that might be fool's gold right now because he needs to get back to looking like Scotty Scheffler. Again, we're talking about like one round and a few holes here, so he'll probably get back to looking like Scotty Scheffler here on this next hole.
And remember, there are only 2 par 5s at Pinehurst, so it's a par 70. So he's pretty long, but this is about precision out there and making sure you hit the right part of the greens. But I do like checking out the live in-game odds for the U.S. Open. If you're watching it and you jump on there, and you think like, you know what? This guy just stuffed it to about 5 feet. I'm going to think he makes the birdie. I'm going to make a bet right now. That's the cool part. So whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Bet365 is the official sports betting partner of the Cleveland Guardians. You can download the Bet365 app today.
And may the odds be ever in your favor.
Aaron Rodgers has reached a point in his career where his talent outweighs a little bit of the criticism from within. I understand why he's an easy target outside of that, and he's put himself in some of those spots. But the fact that his coach is now saying, they're on the exact same page because the quarterback's gone, well, it just doesn't seem like you'd want to hang your coach out there to say to the media, we'd like him here. We'd like everybody here, that whole baloney. Now, he was in the voluntary portion of the offseason program, which is so ironic, from April until early June. And then he told Saleh, I guess, early in the offseason that he wouldn't be able to attend mandatory minicamp because of what they're calling a previous commitment. So it's not like they didn't know. I get that. And, if he's fined, he can be popped for about, up to, I think Shefty told us about $100,000. But either way, Marcus Spears was talking about this on ESPN, and I think he put it in a pretty good way that we're all kind of overthinking it when it comes to Rodgers.
Well, the bottom line is, JD, it is excused because it's Aaron Rodgers. He can do what the hell he wants. He's been doing it since he got there, okay? This is his organization and his franchise. And look, it's not necessarily the reps that I care about that Aaron Rodgers is missing. Aaron Rodgers is going to play well if he's healthy, and he's been there, like he said, in the offseason program. It was a lot of moves made with this team this offseason. Minicamp is usually, that first mandatory minicamp is usually when you have everyone together to build that rapport on the field. You get into a lot of things that you will do during the season. So that's my concern with his synergy that's going to have to coexist with the new offensive line. He's back off of obviously an Achilles tear, getting on the same page and in sync, just being in the huddle and hearing his voice. I know training camp is coming up. I'm not going to go crazy like I usually would on something Aaron Rodgers has done. I think he's bought a little credit with me with how available he's been since last year, and even during the injury, showing up during the season to be there for Zach Wilson and the team, and we saw how that manifested. I don't like that he's missing minicamp, but it's Aaron Rodgers who's been phenomenal in this league for a long time, and hopefully when they get back, they can get on the same page with a bunch of these new guys in training camp and get it going. I don't like it, but everything is excused because it's Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, that's right. And here's the deal. If we knew what the event was that he chose over minicamp, then the public would be able to weigh, okay, that sounds about right. The fact that we haven't heard what this event is, and I know it's his business, it's private, the fact that they haven't made that public tells me that it probably wouldn't outweigh being a $40 million quarterback and not being with his team when it's a mandatory time. That's all I'm saying. And that's where we are. All right, those are your pre-snap reads for today. It's a Gold Jacket Thursday. And coming up next, the man when he retired was number one, James Lofton. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
The sound of Paul Keels calling a Buckeye game is erotic.
Oh, yes.
Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
When it comes to getting a new roof, are you confident letting just anyone on the roof of your home? I'm Craig Schottenstein, owner of Schottenstein Roofing. Our team is dedicated to delivering outstanding value on every roof we repair or replace. Whether residential or commercial, Schottenstein Roofing meets the needs of every customer, from roof installation and repair to siding and gutters. You name it, we do it. Call Schottenstein Roofing, 614-321-8888 to schedule your free inspection today. Go to schottensteinroofing.com.
Raising Cane's iced tea is the official iced tea of me, Iced Tea. Now, I've heard some people don't order iced tea with their box combos. I've also heard some people spontaneously combust. Sip on that for a while. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
It was a quiet night in Columbus, maybe a little too quiet. Me, Philip Flapper, plumbing detective. I was finishing up for the night when she walked in. Long hair, 2 legs, a couple of arms, a nose, elbows. Pretty standard equipment for this neighborhood. I looked at her, she looked at me, and then we did that thing where we both spoke at the same time. What can I do for you? I'm sorry, that was awkward. We went on to talk about clogs, funny odors, water going down the drain too slow. This is above my pay grade, I told her, and gave her this website, apexpros.com. They're the pros who knows, the kinds of plumbers who don't mind getting their hands dirty. And believe me, what's down those pipes is dirty. Ugh. Call the pros, Apex Pros. And that was it. She walked out of my life, using those legs I told you about earlier.
Hi, it's Alex, the friendly Apex Bear from Apex Pros. Apex plumbers are the pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
Most businesses have one tagline.
Boring!
Which is why at Sunny Street Cafe,
we got 7.
And here's our number 2.
Sunny Street Cafe, serving pancakes so fluffy you could sleep on them.
Now with 8 locations.
Common Man and T-Bone.
I own that!
We'll just play this game. We'll go tit for tat is what you're thinking of. Tit for tat. Tit for tat.
Common Man and T-Bone.
Sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company.
Weekdays 3 to 6 on The Fan.
I have done in my career literally thousands of joint replacements.
Meet Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, National Medical Director at QC Kinetics, an acclaimed orthopedic surgeon who now advises patients try all they can do to avoid the knife and consider regenerative medicine.
I myself was able to continue skiing for 10 years after my knees started to be a problem because I accessed regenerative medicine.
Now, after 20 years of study, research, teaching, publications, and clinical experience, Dr. Scheinkup is regarded as one of America's true pioneers.
This is the future of medicine.
Dr. Scheinkup came to QC Kinetics after seeing what they were doing around the country, helping tens of thousands of patients get lasting relief from joint pain with no surgery and no drugs.
QC is so far ahead of the game in its science, its protocols, its people, its facilities.
Call now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
Boating season is finally here, and Buckeye Lake Marina is your go-to destination for all your on-the-water needs. With the largest inventory in Central Ohio, you can choose from top brands like Bennington, South Bay, Crown Line, and more. Buckeye Lake Marina has it all. Pontoon boats, luxury tri-toon boats, even merch. Open 7 days a week to serve you better. Find your next dream boat at Buckeye Lake Marina. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com today for all your on-the-water needs. The good life, the lake life, starts at Buckeye Lake Marina.
Father's Day is Sunday, June 16th, and you'll find super savings for super dads with one stop at Meijer. Get a great price on grilling favorites like certified Angus beef boneless ribeye steak, and pick up bulk large sweet cherries for $2.99 per pound. Plus, shoes for the family are buy one, get one for $1. Shop Father's Day deals and the same low Meijer prices online and in store. Exclusions apply. See all the deals in the Meijer app.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present Gold Jacket Thursday.
Sponsored by the Columbus Zoo and Aquarium. Plan your perfect summer trip at columbuszoo.org.
All right, welcome back into Rothman and Ice. When this man retired in 1993, he had more than 14,000 yards receiving. Guess where that ranked him? Number 1 all time. He's a Hall of Famer from the class of 03. He is James Lofton. James, it's so good to have you.
It's great to be here, and I love to tell people, especially tongue-in-cheek, that those yards were uphill into the wind, and there's snowing every game I played in.
Hey, you know what? Listen, you suited up in Green Bay, so they can't call you a liar, right?
That's right.
You had such a great career, and it's so nice to talk with you, and you're back in Canton, this residency program to bring back the great Hall of Famers to football heaven in Canton. I believe you went to Canton McKinley Senior High School this morning, but give me a little taste of what it's like to be back in Canton.
It's great to be back, and it feels like one of those residency programs that they talk about for the entertainers out in Las Vegas. And in a way, it kind of is, because you get a chance to see Canton and you get a chance to see it close up. And so I know when those entertainers go out to Las Vegas and they're on the Strip, they get to see some of the really unique hotels and venues when they get to take in all the other activities. So I've loved what I've been able to do. Yesterday, I went, and it was one of the things that was the most fun for me, and it was a dad program, where you would bring your little son or little daughter into the library, and you would read to them. So I got a chance to read to these 4- and 5-year-olds, and it's interesting doing that because you learn how to keep their attention, and that was so much fun doing that. And to see those dads who would come in with their kids to start them off reading, which is so important, was a great program to be involved with.
Yeah, and I know that it means so much to you. I remember during your speech, certainly you referenced your dad, and I believe, if my memory serves me correct, your son David did present you, correct?
My son David did present me, and everybody's proud of their kids, and as you get older, you get even more proud of your grandkids. Well, David, who is my oldest, about 9 years ago, he was kind of in between jobs and starting his career with Intel out on the West Coast. He was living in San Diego with his wife and their newborn. And I said, I know your football career is over and you wanted a little bit more out of that. He had played in Canada. He had played in the UFL. I said, why don't you think about becoming an official? So he said, okay, that sounds pretty good. So he started in Pop Warner, which is where you start, but he's moved up the ladder pretty well. And last year was his first year as a Big Ten official. And I was so proud of him, probably even more proud of him than when he was trying to play in the National Football League. But he had one career highlight already. Second game of the year, Marvin Harrison Jr. from Ohio State catches a long touchdown pass, and he's splitting the defenders and outrunning 2 defensive backs. Well, he doesn't outrun this big, tall, long-legged official to the end zone, and it's my son David. So every time I see that highlight on SportsCenter or the NFL Network, I go, yeah, there's my son's highlight.
What a wonderful story. Congratulations. We'll look for him. I did not know that. That is very cool for our fans here at Ohio State to know a little bit of royalty in the stripes now. That's fantastic. Good for you. I know that, I mentioned when you retired, you had such a great career and all the stats, but the big one, you played in those 3 Super Bowls with the Bills, and certainly you had the big 61-yarder. And just take me back a little bit. You played for Marv Levy in Buffalo. You were part of those Super Bowls I mentioned. What was it like? Did Marv ever mention the previous loss when you're going back again? And what was that mindset like? Because you lost that early close one of the Giants. Like, did you guys always feel ultra confident, or was there something in the back of your minds that felt like this is a lot of pressure on us to finally get it done?
Well, I think for anybody who is, a dad, you realize you end up saying things that your dad said to you. And when they come out of your mouth the first time, you go, I can't believe I said that. And it was the same way for the great coaches that I had, because I had Hall of Fame coaches all along the way. If I go back to college, I'm going to get back to your Marv Levy question, but Jack Christensen for the Detroit Lions was my first coach in college. He's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Bill Walsh was my next one. He's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. When I get to Green Bay, Bart Starr and Forrest Gregg are my coaches, both in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. With the Raiders, Tom Flores and Art Shell are my coaches, and then toss in Mike Shanahan, who has 2 Super Bowl victories. So a lot of head coaches who end up in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And so I hear things come out of my mouth that they said years ago. The first one, Bart Starr, he was kind of on the guys in the locker room because At the end of practice, you cut the tape off of your ankles and off your wrists, and you are supposed to throw it into the trash can, which is all of 2 feet away from you. Well, the guys have it all spread around the floor. You take off your wet T-shirt, your socks, your jock. You're supposed to put them in a bin. Well, they weren't going in the bin. And so Bart comes in, and it's in the general meeting. It's after dinner, because also at the lunch counter, you're supposed to scrape your tray and give it to the people so that they can wash it up. Well, some guys were leaving their trays on the table. And Bart says, and I still think about it almost every day, and it's kind of the way I like to live my life. He said, you can tell the true measure of a man by how he treats somebody who can do nothing for him. And so he said, yes, there are people who come in and they're going to clean up your tape and your dirty underwear and all that and put it in the right bin. And in the lunchroom, somebody's going to come and pick up your tray. But the true measure of a man is how he treats somebody who can do nothing for him. And that was just so great. And on to Marv Levy, he was the best, because his little phrase, especially because everybody knows it's going to be cold in Buffalo. Late in the year, the Miami Dolphins would be coming up, and he would say, when it's too cold for them, it's just right for us. And he had us actually believe that, because it was cold for everybody. But we really believe that when, that's one of those ones when the going gets tough, the tough get going. And so you start to believe those things. And so you talk about those Super Bowl losses. I tell people I was on 3 of the 4, but it's not like we lost one game on Monday, another game on Wednesday, and another game on Friday. There was so much winning that went on in between those. And Marv Levy also had a saying about, somebody would look at our schedule and say, oh, man, you guys got to go play the Steelers on the road, or you got to go down and play the Oilers. No, they have to play us. And that was the attitude that we had. They have to play us. And it didn't matter who, where, or when. They have to play us. And if it was too cold, didn't matter, because it was just right for us.
Yeah. No, that's great. And I'm glad you celebrate the wins. I know you didn't get the ultimate one, but it took a lot to get there. We're talking with James Lofton, Hall of Famer from the class of 03. I think player number 220 into the Hall.
That's right.
So he's not old. He's vintage. He's got style from the past, right? And, you're the first player to score a touchdown in 3 different decades, in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. So you had great longevity, great durability. And what do you attribute that to, the durability?
You know what? I didn't know enough to know that I was injured and that I should sit out a game. I just played. I loved playing, but probably more so, I loved practice, and I loved training in the off season. People would say, well, how many weeks do you take off when the season is over? Well, the season would be over on Sunday, and believe it or not, I'd start working out on Monday. It just didn't bother me. And now I know I wasn't a big lineman. I know I wasn't a running back who was taking a beating and his body had to recover. But also my greatest love, yes, was football. And I've talked to Paul Warfield about this, track and field. Yeah. Paul Warfield, who was a great player at Ohio State, told me that he chased all of Jesse Owens' records. Well, in 1968, the Olympics were in Mexico City, and I was 12 years old in Los Angeles. And I watched those Olympics, and I realized now I got to watch them live on television. Well, that track and field team for the United States was the most awarded, the most record-breaking Olympic track and field team of all time. And when I saw those guys run, I'm living in Los Angeles. John Carlos and Tommy Smith won the 200 meters, first and third place, and they got on the Olympic stand, and they were from San Jose State. And I started thinking, man, I want to go to San Jose State. I wonder where it is. I had no idea as a 12-year-old kid that San Jose was in California. Wow. But I knew that I wanted to be an Olympian. I wanted to be a champion. So, I became a long jumper because I had 3 kids in my neighborhood who were faster than I was. So I knew I wasn't going to be on the podium for being a sprinter. And I started long jumping, and by the time I was a senior in college, I had the longest long jump in the world that year in 1978.
Wow. Listen, there's no substitute for speed and your athleticism. Do you find that when you think back to your strengths as a receiver and what made you a Hall of Famer, would you rank it as speed first, or would you go to something else? Like, what do you, when you think about your strengths as a receiver, and I think you were the only Hall of Fame receiver out of your draft class when you were drafted 6th overall in 78, the only wide receiver to make the Hall from that draft. Do you think about just outrunning people? When you think about what made you a Hall of Famer, what comes to mind?
It's interesting. You know, I got a chance to coach in the National Football League. I was with the Chargers for 6 years and the Raiders for 1 more. So you start to evaluate receivers. And so I had what I call my 4S grouping, and size, speed, strength, and the last S was skill, because everybody has a different skill. And I remember writing an article once when I worked with Westwood One Radio, one size doesn't fit all. So you could have a great receiver who's 5'9", we've seen a lot of great slot receivers, or you could have a big 6'5" guy like Calvin Johnson, and you can fit all of that in there. For me, I thought I was strong because I was an upper body weightlifter. I always said that at 195 pounds, I had a 220-pound upper body and 160-pound legs. But, yeah, my speed separated me a little bit. But I think that toughness that you have to have as a player, which is part of being strong, is one of the things that helped me endure. And I was just fortunate where I didn't get hurt, because those injuries can just happen for no reason to guys at any time.
Outstanding. You can meet and greet James Lofton at the Hall of Fame in Canton tomorrow, 11 to noon. He'll be in the museum presenting with guests. There'll be a Q&A format. He'll be in the booth with a Hall of Famer. I know you're going to be doing on Saturday. Guests can join James in the broadcast booth where he, excelled as a broadcaster. So you'll do some play-by-play and even maybe play catch with him on the Hall of Fame field turf on Saturday, 11:15 to 11:45. If you haven't been to Canton yet or haven't been there in a long time, this is a great reason to go up there and see James Lofton, one of the great receivers of all time. This was such a pleasure. I'm so thrilled to talk with you. I'm glad you're doing so well, and enjoy your time up there in the residency program, as you say, kind of the Vegas of football, Canton, and just enjoy yourself, James.
It has been a great week so far, and I'm looking forward to all the events to come. Yeah, so if you're free and you can get down here, it's always great to walk down memory lane, and that's what Canton is all about.
Number 80 in our house, James Lofton. That name is synonymous with greatness in the NFL. Have a great time, James. Great to talk with you. I hope we do it again.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. James was on the Brian Heaton Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline on a Gold Jacket Thursday. Tell the Truth up next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
3 dudes who make you feel like the smartest guy in the room.
Yeah, we hornswoggled you good.
Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
People can't say enough amazing things about Vanscoy Hair Clinics. Men and women struggle with hair loss every day, and they completely change their lives. Vanscoy Hair Clinics is the only company in Ohio that has PRP, platelet-rich plasma, and the multi-unit hair grafting hair transplant procedure. Go to vanscoyhair.com for more info, or call 614-432-8042. Here's what some of their hair transplant clients have said.
Around 26, 27, I lost almost all of my hair on top. It changed my life in ways that I could not imagine.
My hair is going to continue growing for the rest of my life.
There is hope that you can do something about your hair loss.
Multi-unit hair grafting gives you 3 times more hair per procedure, saving you time and money. Hair transplants are more affordable than ever, and PRP is a fast, easy, and effective 45-minute treatment for thinning or damaged hair. Call Vanscoy for a free consultation, 614-432-8042, or visit vanscoyhair.com. That's 614-432-8042. Find out what procedure will restore your hair.
Common Man here for Care Heating and Cooling. Weather is unpredictable, but the inside of your home should be comfortable just the way you like it. And the best way to avoid those unnecessary surprises is with a care plan. See, with a care plan, you get priority service, system maintenance in case of an emergency. Just another way to give you and your family peace of mind. And maintaining your systems properly can help save you money. A properly maintained furnace and air conditioner run more efficiently, reducing your utility usage. Regular maintenance also prevents breakdowns and extends the life of your equipment. I'm on the care plan, and I'm quite the expert. I'll stop by and give your system a once-over. I will. Don't tempt me. I end every commercial the same way, telling you to hire care when you need a company you can trust. It's not just the slogan, that's the care creed. How about this? Lennox. They have thousands of dealers nationwide. HVAC royalty. Last year, Lennox gave Care their coveted Partner of the Year award because they're trusted by their customers and their partners. Care Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING or book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com when you need a company you can trust.
Here's a quick listening guide. When something's on the fan, it's on the station you're listening to right now. If I say something's on ESPN Columbus, it's on 1460 AM and the Fan's HD2. When in doubt, stream it on the Fan app. Thank you and good night.
The Sign and Drive Green Tag event continues, offering 0% for 84 months with no money down on a John Deere compact utility tractor with loader. Limited time offer. Visit your local Ag Pro today or go online to agproco.com for more information.
Big things are happening on the east side.
We're ready to deal. Come negotiate during May's Dealin' Days at Lindsay Honda. Lower payments, better financing, more value for any trade. Shop lindsayhonda.com and see new Hondas with thousands in savings plus many other deals. We'll work hard to get you a payment you can afford. Now during May Dealin' Days at Lindsay Honda.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference.
See lindsayhonda.com for program details.
O'Reilly. Eliminate carbon and varnish deposits with Lucas Fuel Treatment at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Simply add it to your tank at your next fill-up. A clean fuel system can increase performance and fuel economy. Right now, get 2 bottles of Lucas Fuel Treatment for just $9 and get 2 times O Rewards points. In-store only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Spectrum One is a big deal. You get Spectrum Internet with the most reliable internet speeds, free advanced Wi-Fi for enhanced security and privacy, and a free Spectrum Mobile Unlimited line with nationwide 5G included, all while saving big. For the big speed, big reliability, and big savings you want, get Spectrum One. Just $49.99 a month for 12 months. Visit spectrum.com/big deal for full details. Offer subject to change. Valid for qualified residential customers only. Service not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
Dad, he teaches everything. How to throw, catch, mow the lawn. One day a year is about him. So let's spoil him with an amazing grill from Billiards Plus. Napoleon, Louisiana, and other top brands at great prices. Some with up to 30-year warranties. Do it for Dad. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
All right, CB, take us home.
All right, my first question for you today is our National Day of Today. It's fitting that it's during U.S. Open week. It's National Golf Cart Day. Now, my question to you is I know, Anthony, you're very, very strict on maybe when it's acceptable to use a golf cart. My question to you is tell the truth. How often do you use one when you play? Is it acceptable for you, or do you just prefer to walk the course?
No. I exclusively ride. I mean, during COVID, I walked. No one was on a cart. But no, 9 holes, maybe. 18, no. We were talking about that for the professionals and all that, about the need to be able to walk the course at the professional level. So, no, I don't think there's anything better than riding a golf cart. Maybe the most fun sometimes you have playing golf is actually riding in the cart. So, I mean, I would not choose walking over riding.
I don't think I have ever walked 18 holes. I've always had, and I'm not an avid golfer by any means.
What if Scotty, what if we made him carry your bag? Would you do that?
Then I would walk the golf course. I would have a caddy, yes, and it'd be Scotty Vegas. Yes.
Just find out right now today is true.
All right, next. It looks like Netflix is going to make a spinoff of their quarterback series they produced. I think it was a couple seasons ago, maybe last season. But they're calling it Receiver, and it's going to be following Devontae Adams, Justin Jefferson, George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, and Amon-Ra St. Brown through the 2023 season. Tell the truth, will you watch this?
Yes, I will. I don't think I'll be too invested in it. And during football season, it's always. I'm sorry. When is this coming out again? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Usually July.
I'll check it out. I probably won't be unless I just get sucked into it. I probably won't be too into it, but I'll give it a gander. I thought they did a good job with the quarterback series.
Listen, I'm not denying that it's probably engaging to watch. I don't know if I need to hear from a bunch of receivers talking about themselves and why they're not open, why they're not getting the ball enough. I don't know. I mean, I guess all the behind-the-scenes stuff is pretty cool, and maybe we've been there, done that on all this stuff, and the summers for catching up on everything else. Watch so many games in the fall, so no, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm probably not committed to this.
Why would you worry?
All right, the fan poll for today, it's pretty easy probably for us because we know where Tiger Woods finished in his first round, but the question was, how does he fare in the U.S. Open? Is it a top 20 finish? He makes the cut, but outside the top 20, or misses the cut?
Yeah, he's going to miss the cut.
I picked him to. I had a bet in for him to miss the cut. It's easy to say that now that he's going to miss the cut because we think it's going to be probably right around 4. Anthony was saying, and that's what Tiger is.
It's going to be better than that. Now that I've seen the afternoon guys go,
it'll be like 3, 2,
maybe even 1.
Oh, so Tiger's in big trouble.
I think he is. Yeah,
but he's in big trouble. But yeah, it's easy to say that now. But coming in, I did think he would miss the cut. I was rooting for him. It's tough to make the cut here. You have 154 golfers, and only 60 with ties make the cut.
And that, my boy, is a damn truth.
Drink.
Yeah, exactly.
A transfusion.
All right, next up, my question for you is, we talked earlier in the week about the NBA Finals. It looks like it's either going to a sweep or a gentleman's sweep. Let's talk about the Stanley Cup Final. Will that finish in either a sweep or a gentleman's sweep?
Yeah. If you said sweep or no sweep, I would say no sweep. You're offering me gentleman's sweep? Yeah. I mean, at this point, do I expect Edmonton to be on fire tonight? Yeah. I mean, I would bet them tonight to win, but it's hockey and anything can happen. And the way Bob's playing, it's been really tough on them, but I can't imagine they're just going to fade away. They got too much firepower, and now the Panthers probably feel like maybe the pressure's off or on, depending on how you look at it, about them being up 2-0. Now they have to win the series in their mind, but no, I will take gentleman's sweep, though. I think the Panthers probably get a split there and then finish them off at home.
No, I don't think we're going to have either. I think the Oilers are going to win both of these home games. We're going to go back to Miami, tied at 2.
He ain't lying. Final question for today. There was an ESPN report out there that Zach Wilson was firmly in this quarterback race out in Denver with Bo Nix, and I forget who else is out there, but it's not a very good group of quarterbacks to choose from. My question to you is, tell the truth. Do you think Zach Wilson actually has a shot to win this job?
I mean, yeah, he's going up against Bo Nix. Yeah, it's not
That's
like
right, yes.
Okay.
I think he's got a shot. I don't think he will, but I think he's got a shot because it's not like he has to beat out anybody good.
No, I mean, it just depends on how much they want to save Bo Nix right now and bring him along slowly. They don't have the Sam Darnold like the Vikings have that they can just say, okay, we got a guy that's been around. So I'm with Dave. I think he could win it. I don't think he will. He's in the mix.
The truth shall set you free.
All right, if you missed anything from today's show, if you missed Mike Tannenbaum talking about the good versus the elite quarterbacks, of course, the Gold Jacket Thursday, James Lofton, check out the podcast. You can always do that. You're back again tomorrow, which is awesome, on a Pressure Cooker Friday, so we'll have a good time then. So, Bids, we'll see you in about 21 hours.
Sounds good, my friend.
All right, have a great afternoon. Keep it locked here. Conman and T-Bone up next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan. This is a Fan Action Update.
This NFL Action Update's brought to you by Tipico. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. The Chicago Bears have the third best odds in the NFC North at plus 320. Their odds to make the playoffs this season are minus 106 to make and minus 114 to miss. Over-under season win total sits at 10.5 games, and the Bears are 40-1 to win the Super Bowl. Good for a tie for the 15th best odds in the NFL. For your Tipico Action Update, I'm Scotty Vegas.
New 2024, up to 72 months Aria, N7-824.
Reichert Nissan has an announcement to make. 0% financing is now available for up to 72 months. Take a Reichert Nissan Aria home today and pay 0% for 72 months. But these low interest rates won't last long. Lock in your 0% financing at Reichert Nissan. Visit the Reichert Mega Mall off 270 and 33 or shop thousands of new and certified used at ReichertNissan.com.
Get the right car at
Riker. We're dealing.
With approved credit. Residency restrictions apply. Offers cannot be combined. Dealer contribution affects consumer cost.
Are you not able to enjoy the summer as much as you want because of joint pain? This is the time of year for being outdoors. It's the best, but not if your knees, shoulders, hips, or back are hurting. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Don't suffer any longer. Non-surgical joint pain relief is here at QC Kinetics. Call them today. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. I'm talking about lasting pain relief with no surgery, no drugs, and best of all, no downtime. QC Kinetics advanced treatments harness your own body's biologics and help restore and repair damaged joint tissue so you can walk, run, hike, play golf, move, swim, all pain-free. QC Kinetics is under the leadership of former orthopedic surgeon Dr. Mitchell Sheencup, a true pioneer in regenerative medicine. They have locations in Columbus, in both Gahanna and Dublin. Their advanced protocols have enabled tens of thousands of patients to reclaim their mobility. So go check them out at QC Kinetics/Columbus or give them a call, 380-208-4544.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from the other window place.
Wilson, what's with the magic wand?
I'm trying to make our screens do that vanishing thingy yours do.
You mean the disappearing roll screens? Where the screen is there if you want it, or retracts and disappears if you don't?
Yeah, now, is that done with real magic?
No, it's not.
So I should probably take back the wizard's robe.
Yeah, I would. Get the window that Columbus homeowners rate the most trusted at PellaColumbus.com.
Hey friends, Brandon Beam here for Truehold. If you had a crystal ball, you wouldn't agonize over when to sell your home. You would just ask these questions. Should I sell when my home's value is sky high? Or wait and hope that the bottom doesn't drop out of the housing market? The thing is, I'm not ready to move. You don't need a crystal ball with Truehold's Sell and Stay program. You can literally sell now and stay in your home as long as you'd like. When you sell your home to Truehold for its best current value, you can fully cash out on your home's equity, and you can stay in your home as long as you want with an easy, affordable lease. Truehold pays property taxes, insurance, and all the maintenance and upkeep, too. Truehold unlocks your wealth without uprooting your life. You can get an offer now while your home's value is sky high and use the money to secure your retirement, pay off bills, or finance your dreams. It's your money. Do whatever you want with it. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's best value without